getting dicey.
Okay, all right, we're back, and it didn't crash this time, thankfully. I don't know, OBS just crashed, so whatever. We're back. Larp Kiwi, you totally didn't need to reload, but that's okay. It was all on our side, that issue. Okay, let's get some sounds going for Vallaki at night, because it is about 9 o'clock at night at this time, by this point. And everyone's sort of, you've come out of Blinsky's place. This is Mirakin and the Baron and Loris. You've come out of Blinsky's, and there's not a lot of movement in this part of the town at this point. But you do see walking towards you from the north is Morley.
The world's worst rogue, conspicuous at night.
They're hidden when he wants to be. Oh, is he parkouring towards us? I would like that.
No. Morley's
he's clearly cheered up. Like, he was pretty grumpy when he left, so I'm clearly
he isn't cheered up.
Oh,
that was for comedy purposes only. The whistling and exaggerated walking.
What we could do is we could role play to see how Morley's doing.
Great call, dear.
Nah.
Oh no? Okay.
It's 3 nows.
Well, Molly's walking towards the party, head down. Kind of, you can tell from the body language that he's still in a pretty foul mood.
I'm scared to say anything. He might bite my head off.
Approaching.
Hi, Morley.
Hello, Baron.
You feeling any better, Morley?
To tell you the truth, Loris, I'm not feeling any better at all. If anything, I've had time to think about things, and your proposition that you so readily accepted, Loris, I remember, it doesn't sit well with me.
Well, we've learned a few things since you had your little temper tantrum and wandered off. I think we've got some stuff to tell you. Sure, we can make you feel a bit better. That's what it looked like.
What have you learned then, big man? What have you learned?
I'll leave that to the smart guys to tell you.
Oh, here we go. Palming off responsibility again. What's he on about, Baron?
What have we learned? I mean,
Well,
you
first
missed
of
out
all-
on the... Oh, yeah?
You misunderstood. We aren't actually playing assassins for hire for this lady. She's in bed with Strahd. We lied to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yeah, give us the benefit of the doubt.
We were
Well, at
just
least
trying to
those
play
two.
nice to her to try and get as much information as we could because saving Ireena is so paramount. I lied to her face.
Keep it
We
down,
pulled it
that's
off.
the case.
What? Did you say?
From someone who's used to dealing with mysteries and intrigue. Solve mysteries and unsolved mysteries.
Partially told.
Maybe just keep your voice down if you're plotting a scheme. Now, you have to excuse me, but I've seen this guy over here, and he points at Loris with an accusatory finger. I've seen this guy here before, and he's only too ready to accept a mission where he has to kill somebody or hurt somebody. It didn't look like playing nice or some sort of grand strategy to me.
Oh, there was no strategy on my part, Morley. I was more than happy to kill someone for the rescue of Ireena. That was for our own gain. After you stormed off and we've had a chance to talk and learn and gather some more information, and the brilliance of American and has fooled old Lady V into thinking that we'll do this for her, but maybe not so much. There's other ways of doing it, and I'm totally on board with that.
I'm pleased to hear you say that, Loris. I think it's a grave mistake to be helping Strahd into power. Let's not forget what he's going to do when he gets there. And rescuing Ireena for 8 hours or so is no victory for us.
True.
Indeed. I despise the man. I would never ally with Strahd or his minions.
I don't think I'm even going to go have dinner with him.
I mean,
What?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We
Oh,
got an
yeah.
invite to Strahd's place for dinner.
What?
Look, we're going to produce the envelope and we're like, you? Yes, I know, Juicy. She gave it to us after you left. It's extremely awkward. I acknowledge that.
I'm not sure
Is
if
there one for me?
you were invited, but
Yeah, you're invited.
did get a separate envelope?
Yeah, it was handed to Murican.
Okay.
It was just one for all. Oh, well, I'll just hand it over then.
Give me that.
And you
There's no
see,
time on it though.
Not quite a snatch.
and you can see this envelope has been sealed by a little wax seal with Strahd's emblem on that wax seal.
Classy. And what does it say?
I can bring that up for you. Strahd's invitation. Let's show that off.
My friends, know that as I have brought you this land my home, and you dined at my castle. I await your arrival, your host Strahd von Tsarevich. Well, what did you all decide then?
Well, we were still
haven't
trying to decide when dinner was.
True, we
The
didn't
board is
decide
actually
when.
not date or time. It's like, dinner at Lady V's was come tonight and turn up and I'll be waiting for you. Strahd's just kind of
You can just hear
Come to my
you can
place.
just hear echoing through the clouds. It's whenever you want.
We haven't decided on it yet. We're focused on Ireena. We've
Yeah.
got a lot of information. We know exactly where she is, and I propose we go get her straight away. Oh, we've got so much to tell you, Molly. This psycho, the psycho is he has some kind of fixation on her. He thinks
He's
Yeah.
only human.
he thinks she's his long lost sister. He's been obsessing about her, seeing visions at night, commissioning dolls that look like her.
Molly, you recall how Ireena was found, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
I do, Loris. Yes.
And you recall the story of that we were told about Isaac and his sister going to the forest, being attacked by wolves, Ireena being lost. Or not Ireena, but his
Not
sister being
following
lost.
Loris.
Oh my god. Someone tell him the story. Come on, you remember the legend. You must have you were there when we were told the story
Yes,
about
I remember
yeah.
these two independent events that you're talking about, but I'm not
do
understanding.
the math.
Oh, well, I think you've done 1 + 1 gotten 3, Loris, again.
Okay, let's simplify it. Isaac's sister went missing in the woods at a young age. Ireena was found at a young age with no known parentage. Could they be the same girl?
1 + 1 = 2.
I think it's a long shot.
It's a stretch. But
Ismark
there
seems- Ismark
maybe-
seems-
Christ, Baron, speaking sense.
there may be some sort of corroboration because apparently he's been asking for these dolls for years, and they change.
And they look
along
exactly like.
with Ireena. He's having dreams of what she looks like and describing it to Blinsky, and even some of the
Who?
fashion is
Blinsky?
similar.
The
Yeah,
doll
Blinsky,
maker, the toy maker.
yeah. No
This is
fun
when
with
you
Blinsky.
notice that the house or the shop that they're standing right outside of has this big rocking horse with a big B engraved on it. That's basically
Blinsky.
No fun, no Blinsky.
And he's been extorting Blinsky because he goes
He's not
along there
paid
and he
him.
asks for these dolls, but he never pays.
Yeah, I think that's wrong. He should be paying for those dolls.
He should. We must make him
He's-
pay.
We definitely have to make
Fixation
him
of the
pay.
doll is surely
Yeah.
the creepy bit.
Well, the
But,
doll
I mean-
was definitely creepy. It definitely looked like Ireena, and Blinsky was
Disgusting.
very, very serious about me not breaking the doll. He was very, very worried about what Isaac would do.
And we learned another thing from Lady V. Apparently, his arm gives him magic powers, so I think that we need to be very cautious in how we handle this.
Are you fireproof at all, Morley?
I wish. No such luck, I'm afraid, Baron.
Well, apparently his arm has fire powers.
Oh, God. He's
I thought he
such
was
a
just
nasty
maybe
character.
strong.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Okay.
We're outside
way-
the burger busters now, right?
I saw Bill up there. He was walking away. I think it was Bill anyway. He looked like he was clutching his guts.
Sweaty.
Yeah, he was very
I couldn't
sweaty.
tell. I couldn't tell from where I was. He's not with you, though.
No. I think he might have diarrhea.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling well after dinner and looked a bit sweaty, so
I hope he
went
hasn't
off.
been poisoned.
He looked
Could be
very
terrible.
sweaty.
I don't
Yeah.
think he likes spicy food.
Yeah, I think that the spicy food got to him a bit.
Potatoes.
Maybe he's intolerant to wolf meat.
Yeah, that
Well-
full wolf head.
That full wolf head really did it.
We're a bard down.
We are.
If you think that this plan of yours to work out how to save Ireena is the way to go, then I trust you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. This town seems to be in a balance at the moment. Right? If we unbalance it, one side's going to be able to take over, be it Big S guy or this crazy festival man, the Burgomaster. So I think it's dangerous to get rid of one or the other. But if we can make them wipe each other out, that might be good.
Well,
How
I
does
don't
that
think
leave
that
Lady
already.
V?
What's that? More?
Well, if we let the Burgomaster, also Strahd will wipe out the Burgomaster, that then leaves Strahd and Lady V in charge.
No, Strahd's not going to do shit. I don't think he's even going to show up. I think it's more like Lady V and the Burgomaster, right? He'll show up
Yeah.
for Ireena, but
True.
I don't know if he's. Yeah, I don't know
They're
if these
already
festivals
against
are
each other,
actually
right?
keeping
Yeah.
Strahd out.
They're like a warring faction.
Yeah,
Lady V's definitely against the Burgomaster, that's for sure.
yeah.
I don't care about these politics as much as I want to save Ireena. Where's Ismark? He must be worried sick. I say we leave the politics on the table. Get in, get out. Don't hurt anyone if we can help it. Saving Ireena is the only thing I care about right now.
I'm with you, American.
We can leave the dirty politics on the table for tomorrow, cause a scene if we want to tomorrow. But for now, I just want to make sure Ireena doesn't spend a single second longer with that psycho.
Absolutely. But
Agreed.
how are we going to get into the Burgomaster's house? Could we just go up and introduce ourselves?
At this time of night.
Maybe. I mean, I could sneak in as an animal.
Yeah,
That doesn't
but
sound
maybe if we can distract them, maybe we can tell them that we overheard Lady V plotting something about killing him.
We did.
Yeah,
We did
maybe
hear
if
that.
we
We
told
did.
her,
We
him
wouldn't be
that,
lying.
Directly told.
yeah.
And we were involved.
Oh, we don't have to mention that part.
Perhaps we just go and knock on his door and we can sort of tell him what we've been told to do, and then he can,
I don't think
can
we should
play the
mention
double agent.
ourselves. I had another idea. That is, let's. You know how he really loves these festivals, and he has a festival all the time. We could knock on the door and say, "Hey, we are traveling
Event planners.
event planners, or no, we're like a party supplies company. We've set up in Barovia, the town, and we're hoping to get some more sales."
Lawrence
not-
is just looking at his axe, sort of quizzically going, "I'm not sure this will pass as a balloon."
That's a good point, Laura.
Yeah.
Will
Lord.
he become a customer, or will he extort us like they're already extorting your mate Blinsky?
Well, I'm not actually wanting to sell it. I just want to get in the door, and so maybe American can
Right.
sneak into another room and find where Ireena is. Then we cause some sort of distraction, get old one-armed guy out of the room, and then who knows? Profit.
We'll see what happens.
I think we should sneak, but I
Okay.
don't know if all of us should sneak. We could do a combination of some people sneaking around and then some people at the front door being distracting.
Yes, exactly. So yeah,
Yep.
we'll distract him, and you do your thing.
That's a good idea, I think.
I do have this spell that can camouflage our presence, pass without trace.
Christmas presents.
I have so many spells. I have so many spells right now. I can't even tell
I
you how
don't.
many spells.
Really, I thought you guys would be almost dried up as far as spells were concerned.
I am.
I imagine
never
spells are wet in some way. I just always imagine they are formed from a moist place, but you've got...
Oh,
Moisture? I'm not dry.
Spell pouches.
All right.
I don't like it. I don't like this metaphor.
Okay.
My neck's playing up again. I gotta go. See you guys later.
Yeah. The less said about spells and moisture, the better.
yeah.
But I do have a lot of spells.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we just have to decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
Morley,
all for
you're
knocking on the
sneak
door.
type, right?
I was born to sneak, American.
Want to sneak? I love that. Where's Ismark, by the way? We should get him in on this.
Well, he's
So-
watching the house.
He's
isn't he?
watching. Yeah.
Shall we
That's
go
right.
see him?
Yeah, and just before we go, that other place was mentioned, right? The carnival place. I forget what his name was. Britavio. That's right. And he's a carnival guy. Apparently, he's got some dangerous animals. When we were talking about how to maybe distract places, maybe let loose a wild animal, but I think that
I
might
could
be
come
too
in riding a
dangerous.
bull or something.
Yeah, but if we go buy some bunting from him or something, pretend that we're a bunting salesman, knock on the door, and you two sneak in.
That's a great idea, Baron. If you could demonstrate the bunting outside,
Yeah,
and I could slip past the front door, and
Yes.
in she pops.
We could just try and go in
Yeah.
the back door while we were out the front distracting him.
I'll definitely go in the back door.
Oh,
Don't kill yourself there. I didn't even say to it yet, Morley. But I like that you're feeling positive.
He's blushing.
I'll in the back door before you know it. Don't worry about that. I'll be-
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I can
maybe you could go through the servants' entries or the servants' quarters or something.
Butcher's entrance.
the servant's entrance.
The butcher's entrance.
I've never heard that one.
The butcher's entrance. Meet round the back. You know. No.
What?
It's just me. Okay. Get it.
Oh my god!
What's Ismark? Let's go find Ismark.
Okay, it's not too long before, it's only maybe a minute or two down the road when you see sort of Ismark still just sort of leaning up against one of the fences next to a house. And he's still sort of focused fully on the entranceway to the Burgomaster's mansion.
Okay.
Oh,
Ismark.
oh, you're back. How'd the Inquisition go?
It's quite nice, really. He's nice. It turns out he's not a bad guy.
Makes good toys too.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
very
this is
impressive.
Blinsky. You're referring
Yeah,
to.
Blinsky.
Mm.
That's where we've been, Wally.
Was fun.
I thought you meant the dinner. Sorry.
Yeah, let's just say we quickly fill him in on what we've learned.
Okay, yeah, oh, you don't want line by line.
No, we don't
Yeah.
need to do that.
All right, so you sort of let him in on everything you've learnt from Blinsky. And he says, well, there's not much that's been happening here. There's been a couple of people that have come and gone, handing off bundles of twigs or sticks through the front door and just sort of left them in the foyer and off they go.
That seems
Oh.
weird.
Bundles of twigs?
And then there was one moment where some guards sort of dragged one guy in. And the Burgomaster came to the door. I didn't really hear what was said, but he was promptly dragged off.
Dragged off
God.
where? Into the house or somewhere else?
No, it was almost like he was being judged or something. There was something that was happening. The guards brought the man up to him. There was some back and forth, and then he was dragged away.
Maybe it's one of those people that are judged to be not happy enough.
I hope he's okay.
I'll tell you what, he did not look very happy, that's for sure.
Well, maybe he deserved it then.
We'll sort it out tomorrow.
Baron, I'm not sure.
He's
I'm
facetious,
okay.
okay?
All right.
Come on now.
Obviously, he doesn't deserve to be, put a donkey mask on and stuck in the stocks.
Yeah,
This guy's a nut.
I still want to free those people.
I want
that'll be
to. I
next.
want to sort that out, but
Here's an idea, American. If we see someone coming along with a bundle of sticks, could we distract them and you turn into a mouse and hide in the sticks? They're going to be dropped off in the foyer.
Can't we just get a bundle of sticks and bring them to the burgomaster's house without dragging anyone else into it?
Well, what are the sticks for, Loris? Are
just
they
bring them to
delivered
the
by
door.
stick people or just random people, giant 7-foot Goliaths with an axe?
To be honest, I just figured the burgomaster's just going to burn some people with the
Well,
twigs.
you're probably
It looks
right
like
about
kindling
that.
to me.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason in regards to the people dropping off the twigs. It looked like random villagers dropping them off. I'm assuming something to do with the festival. I'm not 100% sure.
Is it like a Burning Man kind of festival thing going on here, where they just make a stockpile, a bonfire and burn people or something?
Wait a second. They were making statues of Strahd. The druids were making statues of Strahd out of sticks as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this some sort of connection?
What was the name of the festival?
Burning Man.
The
can't-
morning sun.
It was
Festival
like
of the
Festival of the
Sun.
Blazing Sun, I think it was. Yeah.
burning sun.
Oh.
Blazing saddles.
They're all going to get blazed. Okay.
I feel
Oh,
we're
right.
overthinking this. I feel, why don't Molly and I just sneak around the side of the house
Okay.
and climb the window?
All right, do that.
We could do that. But should we split up? What if we get in trouble? How can we signal you?
Burn down the house.
Burn down the house. Yeah.
There it
Just-
is.
Just start a fire. If
I don't
Morley's
know why I've
going
got
with you,
this
he can just
fixation
start a
with
fire
fire
and we'll
lately,
come
but-
running.
It's like, look, if we're going to fail,
like it.
we'll take Ireena with us. It's fine.
If I can have you, no one can.
I think we should distract them, while you're sneaking in. We have to give you some advantage somehow.
Yeah, if you can get them to bring Isaac out.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isaac?
I feel like that's one way we get really annoying by playing with his name.
Okay. How far away is the wagon? Is that close by? It's
Like-
got Tracy in it.
Oh, did we leave it at?
Or did we
Uh-oh.
bring it?
You haven't been traveling by wagon through the town centre and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
it's probably back at the inn at this point.
Okay.
That's not good.
Oops. Maybe you turn up with Tracy and go, "Oh God, there's a skeleton rampaging in the streets! Somebody help! There's a man with a big arm!"
Yeah, that's
Man
not a
with a
bad
big
idea.
arm.
Okay, I don't know how we're going to signal each other, but I think I want to be close by in case you yell out. Okay, so within yelling distance. So it's just you two, Morley and American, that are sneaking in. And I guess
hit
me
with
and you, Loris, are going to... Let's go get some piles of sticks.
Sweet.
Yeah, and we can sort of just, unless we want to roll to see how many sticks you get, I think it's pretty safe to say that maybe
Roll for sticks. Roll for sticks.
Nature check.
you sort of find enough sticks just around sort of people's backyards and stuff. You're sort of like popping in the dark and going around and grabbing a few of these sticks out. And you both come back each with a small bundle of twigs each.
Okay.
Thanks to Ismark, he's kind of like guided you on the size of these bundles as well. So they're looking pretty good.
The stick master.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stick master.
Yes.
What we'll do is we'll put you onto this map. Hopefully, if you go to the bottom right, can you guys see this?
Oh, yeah, I'll just
Get
zoom out.
there.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking through a window at what seems to be a 3-seater sofa.
Oh,
That's all I can see from the
I'm
outside. Like a
There we
little
go.
Freedom Furniture special.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, it went dark.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just. I had it on daylight mode, so I just need to make sure that the. Wait a second. Sorry about this.
It looked pretty good for me.
I know, but you guys got to see some stuff you probably shouldn't be seeing because of it is nighttime, and there's not much in the way of light out here at this point. So, our people with night vision,
non-night vision eyes.
Bloody night vision.
They've got a sofa for anyone who doesn't have night vision.
Sorry.
There's a couple of you that aren't going to be able to see much thanks to the reduction in light here.
I can't see
people
anything. Pitch black.
Do half elves have night vision? I don't actually know.
Yeah, you've got night vision out to.
Typical elf question.
So that means Morley, he has night vision. But the only person that doesn't is Brian, right?
No, Loris doesn't have night vision.
He did.
Goliaths are not blessed.
Can Shannon and Dave? Can you guys see a little bit now? I've just turned
Yeah,
on.
I can see
Lightened,
a
yeah.
circle.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, that just makes even more sense for us to be the stealthing around in the dark people.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's bring up some information. So you've walked up outside this building. This mansion has just walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes seem to cover every single window, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double entrance doors, which you're finding yourself in front of at this point.
We probably shouldn't hang around too much directly out the front. They might see us. Should we hide behind a bush?
Let's go. Let's. I'm gonna take out a sprig of mistletoe as well, and it's gonna turn to ash in my hands as a cloak of shadows surrounds Morley and myself.
Damn.
Muffling our steps, hiding us.
Where do they go?
I don't need to hide behind the bush now. Great.
Is there any sort of roll that needs to be done for that, or is that's it? Do you just get?
I'll put it in the chat thingy, so it's pass without trace. So it would be on everyone that's around, but as soon as they move out of the 30 feet range, it won't be on them anymore.
Oh, right. Okay. So they
But
need
it
to be
doesn't
within.
require any kind.
So they need to be within 30 feet of you at all times.
Yeah, it will only stick around.
Plus 10 bonus to stealth checks. Okay, so that's pretty good as well. So whatever
And it
stealth.
makes us quiet.
Cool. It doesn't make you completely invisible though, right? It just
No.
yeah. Although it may as well. It's pretty damn good.
We leave no tracks.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
No footsteps, no nothing.
No tracks. Sorry.
That's right, no tracks.
Okay. What's going on, team?
Yeah.
Okay.
American. Oh, no, sorry, Baron.
No, go.
No, I wouldn't dream of it. Overly polite.
No, you.
Okay. Well, I'm impressed by your muffled sounds, but for the rest of us, should we just walk up and introduce ourselves? I mean, as who we actually are. What do you say, Loris and Ismark? We can introduce you as the Burgomaster, and maybe after we drop these sticks off, I just want to get some people close to us so they're not close to the rest of the building. Maybe we can get in and have a meeting.
Sure, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can get in for a nightcap, maybe. Yeah, the two Burgomeisters can have a chat and we can kind of introduce ourselves.
Couple of burgers. All right.
That's a specialty after all.
That's where his father died from.
So Ismark just hangs his head. Just as
Come
he
on,
remembers
Izzy.
his,
Let it
as
be
he
a
remembers
warning
his
to you.
dead father.
So grim.
So what's the plan? So you guys are going to knock on the door, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully Morley and American have dashed around the back of the house, or they're finding an entrance somewhere while we're distracting the Burgomeister.
Yeah.
American,
to
do
get
we want to
inside.
watch them first to see that they get safe passage inside and then start sneaking the minute they're in, or do we want to go now?
I think we go now.
We've got
I
this.
think that's a mistake, but okay. That's been our fault.
Right at
If you do get in trouble, just yell.
Yeah. Or set fire to something.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see the smoke rings.
We'll figure something out.
So just so I'm sort of aware of what is going on. So American and Morley, you're both sort of disappearing around the back. Is that correct? With the idea of scoping out like a back entrance, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
No.
cool. Okay, cool.
That's
Okay, that's perfect. I want you guys to sort of like who should we? Actually, let's focus on the Baron and Loris at the doorstep, while American and Morley sort of just slowly make their way south around the back of the house, and we'll have
You should do.
Ismark will
is-
be with us. as
Ismark's
well.
it, yeah. You should do the talking, Baron or Ismark. I'll just stand here and be imposing.
Exactly what I was thinking, Loris.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So you knock on the door, and after a few seconds, you can just hear some footsteps behind the door, and we'll just open that door. And there, standing in front of you, is a maid.
Very attractive.
Just a human woman standing in the doorway, and she says, "Oh, how can we help you? Oh, you've brought some twigs. That's very nice of you."
Greetings.
This is Doubtfire.
What was that? Hello.
Hello. Please,
Okay.
please come with me. Just if you and as she sort of retreats into the room a little bit at this point.
Oh, yep.
And she
walk
takes
in.
a step back, and you sort of get a good view of this sort of area of the room at this point. There's framed portraits adorning the walls of this grand foyer. This foyer that just stretches off to the west, like down this long corridor. There's a long carpeted hall attached to the foyer, stretches almost the length of the mansion, and has several doors leading away from it, including one at the far end. Bundles of twigs are heaped up against the wall. I'm just going to put some lights in here so you can see a bit better.
What a beautiful foyer. And that's a long carpet.
Yes, if you don't mind, could you just place the twigs up against the wall with the rest, please?
Okay, yeah, we'll just find a empty spot down the end of this carpet.
Great, and she's just sort of standing. Wait. So you're heading down the hall. She starts sort of like running after you. Oh no, please, don't go down there. Anyone who's delivering the twigs needs to just leave them here in the foyer, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that there was lots of sticks down there. I thought that was a good place to.
Oh,
Put them?
we've been moving them throughout the night just to collect them at the back. So even if you can just place them where you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come back. Sorry about that. I don't want to intrude.
You do notice the door on that you sort of walk past on the south side of this hallway. There's one on the north, one on the south. On the south side, you did hear a lot of chatter of female voices from the other side of that door.
This one, just the south closest one.
Yeah, the south closest one.
Chatter. What they like? What do they sound like?
Just a lot of women talking.
Okay. Can I look at the doors when I was down there, just as I'm scanning the room, and see if I can see any of the, say, Isaac?
Give me a perception roll.
Okay, I think it's a plus something. Oh, perception. Okay.
Perception.
Not investigation. All right. Perception. That's a 7.
You didn't really get a good look at many of the doors, but the two that you're walking past on the sort of the eastern side of this hallway, neither of them have the words Isaac written on them.
Okay. Yeah, so we just brought these sticks along. We've got quite a lot. You hoping for more, or you're almost at the quota?
we should be. Oh, that's not the right face. We should be receiving more of these throughout the night. Yes, it is after all for the burning of the blazing sun. We need a lot. We need an awful lot to get that finished.
To get blazed. Well, Ismark. Where's Ismark? Hey, come in. Bring your sticks.
Ismark sort of comes walking in with his sticks as well, and just heads up to the northern end of this little foyer and sort of places his sticks down onto the ground.
Fantastic. Hey, what were you going to say, Ismark?
No, I'm just glad to have been able to put them down. It was quite dirty, actually. And he starts sort of like dusting himself off.
I'm just going to talk to the woman and say that we brought these sticks along for the festival and the burgomaster, and we've actually brought our own burgomaster with us. This is Ismark, burgomaster of Barovia, and we'd like to make a formal acquaintance with your burgomaster if possible.
Oh, of course. Ismark, thank you for coming along. I will go and let him know that you have arrived. And she makes her way down the hallway. But we'll pop over to American and Morley outside at this point.
Okay, so we're heading down the side of the house. Is that what you reckon?
Yeah, great.
Okay, so
Sneaky.
are we seeing, like, I can see through the windows as we go. Is this like 2 stories or 1?
Yeah, it's like it looks like it's a 2-story home with maybe an attic space as well.
Okay, so I want to look through the windows as we go past them, but also see if there are any 2nd-story windows that have light coming out of them.
There's basically all of the windows on the 2nd floor above you all have lights on. The ones in front of you, so you walk past the first room on the sort of southeast of the building, and it just looks like a parlor of some sort. It's just some really nice furnishings and draperies. It looks like it's had quite a feminine touch to it.
Okay, shall we keep going?
Lovely decor. Yeah.
The second room that you sort of walk past, thankfully you are completely unseen, so you're able to get a decent look into this room. In this room, you see a chandelier of wrought iron fitted with wax candles hanging above this polished wooden dining table. Around the table are seated 8 women of various ages in comfortable high-back chairs. They wear faded clothes, drink tea, and eat cake, while a 9th woman, who's very well dressed and looks to be very pleased with herself, circles the table and it seems to be talking excitedly to the group at the table.
Ooh, I bet it's Lydia, the burgomaster's wife. Anyway.
Yeah, you can see also just a pile of like really bright clothing, almost like 2 piles. There's like a pile of just material and then a pile of clothing. So it looks like they may have been creating some clothing in here.
Is there any insignias or anything that we could spot that anyone's wearing that marks them as part of a group?
Like on them, like on their person?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation roll.
That is a 16 plus 5, 21.
Nice. There's nothing really special about what the women are wearing, but you do see that there are some small badges that have been sort of weaved together that sort of depict a wicker sun. Sort of like some kind of sun, yeah.
That'll be the blazing sun, yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. Right. Next room.
At this window, it looks to be some sort of preparation room. You can see white sheets covering 2 wooden tables. Neatly arranged on top of them is a set of polished silverware, and the other table is covered with wicker baskets containing like turnips and beets.
American, we should try and break in and just out of character for a minute, very much like Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards. We should try and don some waiters' uniforms and pretend we're there to serve the meal.
I had a different idea. I mean, you might benefit from that, but I was thinking of turning into a cat.
Okay.
It's also a good disguise, and it means I can climb up the building, look in the windows, and alert you if I see anything.
Do you think these people will be hostile to a cat at all, or you'll be safe?
What if I dress the cat up in a waiter's uniform? It would be cute.
Sounds very cute, I must be honest.
Okay, I was just being silly, but I think I could benefit from just looking in. I mean, if they throw rocks at a cat, I will kill them. I'm sorry, but I'm sure they won't. I hope they don't.
Well, let's try and break our way into the back door. I've got a way with locks, if you know what I mean.
It's like War of the Abilities. He's like, let's rogue it up, and I'm like, let's druid it up.
I'm sure we can work together. I don't
What
think
if-
they have a cat flap.
Well, I'm saying, what if I climb up the building and check out the second story window so I can see if there's anything up there, and then you could break in and know where to go if we see anything.
Okay. Do you want me to keep watch when you're catting up the... I've never seen a cat climb a vertical wall as my only reservation of this plan.
Curtains, I'll be just fine.
Okay.
Wait, what are you going to use to
I'll
climb
hide
up?
behind these bushes.
What was the DM saying?
What were you going to use to climb up the outside of this
Well,
building?
Ask, like, are there any vines or trellises or nearby trees or something? 'Cause obviously I can't climb up a brick wall with no fuss.
You
Yeah.
get thrown up.
Okay, what?
Get thrown.
I
Can
can
you just
throw you
throw
up.
the cat?
Wind you up by the tail, like a hammer throw, and then straight onto the roof.
I mean, if I can't go as a cat, I actually can turn into a spider and just walk up the walls. But that's a little bit less like of a thing that you want people to see.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely... yeah, there'd be enough to get you up to maybe the second floor. Probably the window that you're in front of at this point. You'd be able to climb up using a little bit of trellis that's there and some vines that have sort of made their way up to the second floor window.
Okay. And once I'm on the second floor, does it seem like I'd be able to jump between windows or anything, or will it just be too difficult to look in multiple windows once I'm a cat?
From what you can see, you'll be able to get to that specific window, but it might be hard to navigate around to another from there.
I really wanted to be a cat, but I feel like a spider might be more advantageous because I can walk around the walls freely, but it's also super scary.
Just be a smaller spider.
Yeah, but then you can't see me when I try to signal you.
Spider cat.
Spider.
Wait, I know. Why don't you be a squirrel and you can shake your bushy tail if you see trouble?
Oh, squirrel! Oh, so fluffy. Okay, I'm going to raise my staff and then shrink down into a fluffy little ginger.
No further discussion required.
Just like
It's squirrel time, baby.
Squirrel time.
Okay, so what you do need to be aware of, though, obviously, before you go turning into any sort of squirrel, what happens with Pass Without Trace?
It is a concentration spell.
And so is
believe.
becoming an animal, right?
No, concentration spells can be maintained while you are in wild shape.
Okay, cool. Okay, and so you've got a 30-foot radius on you. So Morley can sort of only get a certain distance from you before he will suddenly become visible.
Yeah.
Or less hidden is probably the better way of
Less,
putting it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
hiding in the
best
bushes, man.
30 feet is quite far.
Is it?
As long
It's
as-
radius, not a circle, though, right? It's not a sphere. Is it a spherical or is it a radius?
Oh.
Spherical.
In technical.
It's in between 30 feet of you, so it can be in in all directions.
Okay,
up,
all
down.
directions.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good to keep in mind. I won't get too far away.
So
I'll
in
make
the
sure he-
bushes where he currently is, he will be out of your 30-foot range.
Not anymore. I'm in the bushes down by the...
We're going to be near each other, whatever we're doing.
It'll be
Yeah.
like when you see athletes with the string.
Yeah,
Get it.
rope between 30-foot
Yeah.
rope onto a squirrel.
All right, so American, you shrink down, and almost the moment that Morley suggests a squirrel, you're like, "Yay, squirrel!" and just like poof down into this little squirrel shape, and you just like dart up the wall of this.
But before
building.
I dart at I give him a squirrely wink. And then I dart up the wall. Oh, yeah, and like wave my bushy tail, and I run up the wall to look in the window.
Okay, great. You at the top of this, on the sort of windowsill of the second floor, are getting a look at this sort of big upstairs gallery, I guess. Off to the left, you can see a staircase that heads down, and this open area. I'm going to sneak you through just so you can take a bit of a look here, American. There's breathtaking paintings of landscapes lining the walls here, and there's two separate narrow hallways leading north.
Damn it, it's a hallway. That's so upsetting. I was hoping I'd be able to look directly into rooms. This makes things more difficult. Well, I suppose if I run all the way along, all I'll just see is a hallway all along that side of that.
If you do that, you will obviously get away from Morley as well.
I imagine I would think that he would see me moving and move with me if he could see that we're getting too far apart, right? Because he's not.
Or the tail's doing this over the gutter of the roof. Like that.
Yeah, you just see the hint of the tail above the side of the wall there. So Morley, would you sort of follow along while the squirrel runs sort of the length of the house, or?
Well, I can only like go around the perimeter, and as long as I can do that and I can track the bushy tail, then yeah, I'll be kind of just walking slowly. But I'm trying to like skulk as well, so that if we do get out of range, that I'll still be kind of in the shadows and not super hidden.
Give me a stealth roll for what happens if you, just in case you get out of there.
Okay, that's 23 all up.
Perfect. Okay, sweet. So even if you do come out of there, you're going to be pretty stealthy at this point. American, you dart across to get a different vantage point, and that second hallway that you see heading north, you've just got these 4 shut doors down the length of this corridor.
Damn it.
And you make your way right to the edge of the house, and you see some stairs leading down to what you can only assume is back to the entrance of this place. And you run back to your starting position. Morley, you've been sort of just following along to make sure everything's okay there.
Did I see anything through the windows at the back of the house?
Oh, sorry.
There's one window, but I see a sink.
As you've been following along with her, that's been on the sort of south end of this building here. So you haven't really gotten to that point. But we could continue around this house if you both wanted.
Yes. We want to find something other than a hallway. Ideally, that would be my dream.
Yeah. Morley, you've come across the gardens out the sort of back and a closed door sort of leading into the house. American, you are running across the top floor, the western wall, and there's like no windows down here except for right near the back of the house. And you're looking into what looks to be a master bedroom. But it looks like the furnishings have lost some of their color. There's a short pull rope hanging from a wooden trapdoor in the ceiling as well that you can see.
Oh, a trapdoor in the ceiling. I wonder if that's the Burgomaster's room.
And then you continue to run, and again, there's only one window far down the northern side of this floor that you're on. And you can see that inside there is like this a canopied bed, a low bookshelf, and there's a full-length mirror and a wooden frame on the wall across from the door. And set into the north wall is the arched window of leaded glass that you're sort of peering through at this point. And then nothing really seems to be unusual in this room.
So we've come across 2 bedrooms and just a bunch of hallways. So that's... Well, at least we know that it seems like the bedrooms are on the top floor. So if he's in his bedroom, it's probably on this floor. I mean, it's not much, though.
And you go running back sort of to the western side of the house, back sort of near towards that entranceway. And above you, just in what must be some attic space, there's a window up there as well.
Ooh, can I climb up to the attic?
Yes. You scoot further up this wall and you look inside the one remaining window that you have found. And you can see a dusty room with this high-pitched ceiling that reaches its peak maybe 20 feet above. The wooden rafters are shrouded in cobwebs, except for an old table with a lantern on it. The room is empty.
So was this directly above the room that had the trapdoor?
Yes, it was.
So the trapdoor leads to this weird little room.
Yeah, and there is a door on the southern wall that you can see as well. So this is a big house.
It's a big house, guys. Well, that didn't really help much. I guess I'll scurry back down and go like a big squirrely shrug.
Yeah, you sort of just abseiled down. I like the idea that you're...
Flying squirrel, and I just like glide down.
Yeah, but let's go back. Let's go back to Baron, Ismark, and Loris. The maid has opened up this door into this room, turns around and sort of says to you, "Oh, he's not in there, but feel free to make yourself at home in here while I go and retrieve him for you."
Thank you very much.
And leaves. Let's just make this open for you. Opens that door and heads up the stairs. You have entered what looks to be... Let's have a quick look. So much information, this one. Some sort of den. There's padded chairs and couches lining the walls of this cozy carpeted den. The room reeks of pipe smoke. And mounted on the eastern wall is the head of this angry-looking brown bear. And Ismark comes along. There's obviously a nice brown bear like coat on the floor as well. Ismark comes in and sort of just makes himself comfortable in one of the chairs. He says, "I don't really have a good feeling about this, Baron. What are we trying to do?"
I think it'll be normal for a burgomaster to show up in a town and then introduce themselves to the other burgomaster, right? Let's tell him that it's sad news that your father has died, and then if anyone's going to talk to a burgomaster, it must be another burgomaster come up.
Yes, but it's 9 o'clock at night, Baron.
Yeah, well, it seems like a night town. Right? We've just arrived.
Oh, well, he's hoping he hasn't heard of you a lot yet.
Well, we haven't done anything really to make ourselves known, thankfully.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, all right. And you can hear walking down the corridor. I just got to bring...
This is going to be great.
So...
the city that never sleeps. 9 o'clock at night, a perfect time.
It is the night before a festival, and they've been receiving a lot of these...
When isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In Valaki. Valaki party town, come on.
New Orleans.
The door already open. You see a rather heavy-set man, balding head, walk into the room. And on either side of him, he's just got these enormous mastiffs.
Puppies.
And he looks, despite it being quite late at night, he still seems well prepared for anything. He's got a rapier at his side. And he's got a really ornate breastplate that he's adorning as well. And he stands quite proudly in this room and eyes all of you up. He says, All right, what can I do for you lads?
Greetings. Hello. We are. Well, we bring sad news. This is the new burgomaster from Barovia. As the old burgomaster, his father, has recently passed away.
And
We're
he
traveling.
turns to look at Ismark, and Ismark quickly sort of gets to his feet. Sorry to hear that, young lad. Your dad was a good man. Yes, it's very sad for his passing, and I'm very humbled to be in your presence, Vargas.
Well, was he about to say something? I don't want to interrupt him.
We were
I just
quite
don't
looking
want you
forward
to
to that
feel like
conversation.
you have to.
Yeah, I'll say he hears what Ismark says about being humbled. He says, "Good, you know your place."
Ooh.
Oh, he's a
Just like your dad. I think we'll get along.
Well, it's nice to have burgomastery relations like this, isn't it? So we're passing through, and I thought it would be remiss of us if we didn't introduce ourselves on the way through your beautiful city.
And he just sort of walks over to this chair in the corner and plonks himself down and makes himself comfortable. One of his dogs on each side, and he just gives one of them a sort of a rub of the head. He's like, "Pretty strange time to come and let yourself be known, I've got to say."
Well, these are strange times. These are dark times. But I'm glad to see that your town is so festive.
That it is. You know, I try and make sure that this place is nice and happy, okay? And that'll keep the devil out.
Yeah, we're very impressed. And we're thinking of maybe doing a similar thing in Barovia, following your example.
Yeah, well, Barovia could use a little pick-me-up, isn't that right, Ismark? I think your dad might have been around a little longer if he had thrown a few festivals of his own.
And eaten a few less burgers. That's what got him.
And Ismark doesn't really have much to say to that. He says, "Yes, well, after what I've seen here in Valaki, I'm sure we'll be taking a few lessons for back in Barovia."
And we're passing through, and it's late at night. We're just wondering if we could impose on you and perhaps stay the night in your burgomaster residence.
You've got to be having a laugh. There is an inn just up north the road, yeah? There's plenty of space up there.
No. I was told that you were maybe a bit more kind to other burgomasters, but I guess not.
We just don't have
We're
a room
hoping.
with everything happening with this festival tomorrow night, with all the preparations. No, not tonight.
It is quite a small house.
What are you implying by saying this house is small? It's the largest house in
Well, you just said you don't
Valaki.
have any room.
You are testing my patience, young man.
Well, seems we're not welcome. Maybe we should leave. What do you think?
I want to know what Loris is doing.
Yeah, what's Loris up to?
Loris is just sitting there in the corner, staring at the dogs, just not blinking, not moving, just staring at the dogs. He's willing them to come talk to him. Just in the time that comes-
So Loris doesn't have any.
I'm trying to ignore the annoying Burgermeister. I'm trying not to get riled up because
That I
literally
like.
He
That
said
I
so
like.
many things that I want to beat him up for him, so I'm just purposely trying not to get riled up by him. So I want him to sort of eventually notice that there's like this big dude sitting in his corner, motionless, staring at his dogs.
Yeah, that's good. I think Vargas sort of like looks at the three of you, notices the sort of discomfort in the room. He says, so you'll be attending the festival tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. Wouldn't miss it.
That's what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, if we're not too tired, I mean, are you sure you don't have maybe a couch that we could maybe sleep on these couches?
Do you think this is some kind of hostel where all my friends gather every night for a little bit of tea and patty cake? No. This is this is my mansion. I own this town. I wouldn't get very far in life if I just let any strangers in for a little bit of sleepy time when there's a perfectly good inn just down the road.
Fucking love this guy. Preach.
I still feel like this guy. I'm like, hell yeah.
Well, you can rely on, if you ever come to Barovia, you'll have a place to stay with the Burgomaster, because we look after our guests.
Trust me, I wouldn't step foot in Barovia if you paid me to. How many attacks has that town had thanks to that devil himself, yeah? We've had basically none ever since these festivals.
Basically none?
Did you not hear me? Yeah, basically none.
But have you had any? We're looking on tips to avoid being attacked.
We've had one or two, and then we picked up the amount of festivals that we've been having, and that got rid of it.
Adam's cracking up, and it's cracking me up.
Lawrence's yawn.
I think that's a good, well-timed yawn.
You can put that in his character if you need. If you really want Lawrence to go.
So I see that the festivals are helping, but do you have any theory on why they keep the devil himself away?
Now you're talking my language, man. Right, so what I believe, sorry. I don't know where man came from. What I believe, so, okay, I can do this.
Deep breath. Go on, you can do it.
Dude.
Fuck.
They're taking my language, man.
I feel like this is governor somehow.
Yeah, it would. Hey, we could say man. I thought it was fine.
Okay.
You were just cracking up.
Talking to him at a Grateful Dead gig or something. They're talking my language.
Festivals, man.
I thought it sounded fine.
Okay, we can do this. I gotta remember. So what did you just ask him? Sorry.
Oh, what is it about the festivals that is what's his theory about why they work?
I feel that as long as everybody in town is nice and happy, we're always celebrating something, then what can he even do to us? And it seems to be working pretty well.
Bite us?
He doesn't even come in anymore with these festivals every week, celebrating all that happiness. It just keeps him out.
So you think he's just a downer? He doesn't like people when they're happy? Or?
Look, I don't know the science of it. All I'm saying is once we really got into gear with all of our festivals, it's been great.
And what's the regimen? How many festivals do you have per month?
Well, we started off with 1 or 2 a year, and we still got a handful of attacks, and we brought it up to 1 or 2 every few months, and then 1 every month, and we're getting about 1 every couple of weeks now.
Yeah. Do you have repeats?
We try and keep a schedule each year. So you have come for the best one yet. The Festival of the Blazing Sun. It's going to be amazing.
That's the best one.
It's my favourite, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, good timing, I guess. Hey, do you have a bathroom? My friend.
Are we going to just do this in every person's house?
My friend Ismark.
Bathroom somewhere. Let's pop back outside to. Actually, that was good. Let's take a 5-minute break at this point. Let's take a 5-minute break. and we'll get back into what's happening outside.
It's hard to persuade. He's not the nicest guy, is he? Old.
He's really hammering home how little he respects Ismark and Barovia.
Yeah.
I wonder how
Like, I'm
Ismark's
surprised.
going to react to that. He's like really taking it on the chin there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mark isn't getting a bit grumpy.
We're
He's
pulling
basically-
one over him though.
Yeah, it's in his best interest, I guess, to like play nice. But this guy is basically like kind of he's like blackening the name of his late father, which is
Yeah,
like hard to
totally.
charge.
Grilled,
Yeah.
flame grilled.
Oh, Adam, you're completely muted there. Is your mic? There you go.
Is that better?
That is better.
Right.
We were double muted before.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needed it for the laughter. It was so intense.
That's that
So I miss- I'm-
That's
Probably
something
that
you
I
could
really
play
love.
from Loris.
I liked the reasoning behind you staring at the dogs, that you were just trying to ignore, like, bury the.
Well,
the-
there were
the
so
shit
many
coming
things
out of
there
that
that
guy's
normally
mouth.
Loris would just step up and smash him.
I like-
Just, he's baiting my friend and like insulting the town that he comes from. It's just like, nah, that's not cool.
I like to imagine that more and more veins are just popping out of Loris. like, yeah.
Like, yeah,
Slowly
you've got
steaming.
the steely-eyed stare of this 7-foot giant slouching in a couch,
Just
you know,
plopped
staring
down
at
on
your,
the couch.
just plopped down on the couch, staring at your dogs across the room. Someone
Yeah.
mentioned in the stream that he was plotting what recipes he could use the dogs for. It's like, no, not really. But
Yeah, no, Loris wouldn't do that. Loris
No.
wouldn't eat the dogs.
eating dogs is not something I do.
Yeah. I will just say a quick thank you to a few people. 151, Plaid Weasel, Syrup Potatoes, Dark Cloud Art, Oddie2741, and Aljo Sivan? Aljo say. Oh, El Jose Ivan or Ivan. Thank you for the follows, you guys. It's been much appreciated. I haven't seen Random Origins in there tonight. I wonder if what's he's up to tonight. He hasn't been able to stop by.
Is he traveling? I think last time he was.
Maybe. I know. Yeah, last Sunday he was a little late, but that's okay. That's okay. We miss Random Origins. Yeah, we'll forgive him this time. Does someone have a question of the week? I don't even know whose turn it was. It's probably Adam's turn, right? Back to Adam. So hopefully we'll ask him when he gets back.
I don't remember. Just put him on the spot as soon as he gets back.
I'm happy to do that. Yeah. What did you guys think of the Burgomaster?
He's difficult to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, he was never going to be a nice guy with everything you've heard about him, right?
Yep.
I was hoping that he would have a more credible explanation for why the festivals worked other than, I don't know, it just works. I was like, oh, he'll have like some good reason for it. Nah, he just thinks that he just thought it was a good idea, I guess. So
And
that's that's interesting.
And as far as he can see, it has worked. So,
Yeah. He doesn't have any theory behind it other than people being happy keeps him away, which is like,
And you know from first-hand experience, no one's actually happy. You've seen that. You've seen people feigning their happiness in front of the guards.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Weird.
He's mixing up correlation with causation, I think.
it's so easy to do. So easy to do.
But he, in his mind, Barovia is the control group. He's like, see, did
Yeah.
festivals.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
I wonder what gave him the idea in the first place, though.
Well, he might be right.
Yeah, he could be right, but you're going to need to find a better reason than it just works.
We need to disprove it.
We need to see if we can repeat it 3 times. And
Yeah.
Oh, I know what we're doing next week.
split the town in 2, force half of them to party hard, make the other ones not party.
So what we can do is we can speed up the next month in Vallaki, and you can just live throughout some science experiments.
Yeah, we'll do
Different
social experiment.
festivals. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Someone said I sounded like Trump with the Burgomaster.
Really?
Ooh.
I
That
thought
was
he
an
sounded like
English-
British.
If Trump had an
British
English
Trump.
accent, maybe.
Yeah,
That was, I was like, he would say governor.
true.
He would have walked out of this interview that I'm just giving him.
Yeah, he would have been
Tough
like,
questions.
"Way too
questions.
negative.
Yeah.
These questions are far too hard. I'm out."
Yeah.
Fake.
Adam, we were
Barovian.
saying that we didn't know whose question of the week it was this week, but I think we've done everybody. And
We have.
There might be. Do you want to continue the question of the week, or?
Do people like question of the week? Like, is that something that was resonating with? No.
Oh, Shannon didn't like
Not
it.
the fans.
Wow. Mhm.
No, I was joking. I thought you were asking about the people watching if they
Well,
enjoy
there's a little bit of truth in every joke, isn't there? So, yeah.
All jokes are true.
What do the viewers? Do the viewers want more question of the week, which is traditionally been someone coming up with a question given to the players about their character. So if we want to continue doing those in our break, we totally can. Real Trentos, yes, with 3 exclamation points.
That counts
he's
for
a-
3.
And he's a subscriber, so we kind of have to give it to him, to be honest.
That's
to do whatever a subscriber says.
It's a
Because
contract.
a subscriber's point of view is infinitely more important.
Of course.
So, I don't write them.
So the question is, how much do you love subscribers?
Character.
Oh, so much.
All right.
I'll be
Speaking
like,
of which,
only okay.
only okay.
You're already fine.
Sir of Potato said, first time here, but yes, question of the week. Thank you for joining us, Sir of Potatoes. How have you enjoyed what you've seen so far? That's the main thing. Sure, maybe we should take some questions from the viewers. Maybe if they've got questions for the characters, that could be pretty cool. Maybe it's the viewers' turn, since we've all had a turn coming up with
Or
one.
it can just be about D&D in general, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, totally. But if they've got a question for the characters as well, that would
I
be
think
kind
the
of cool.
characters is quite fun though.
Yeah.
Sir of Potato says the green hair has them hooked. That's it's pretty good. That filter's pretty awesome. Oh, did I probably just ruined it? They're like, filter? Oh,
No commitment.
no commitment.
They should see what happens when I change season.
True.
Different
No.
here, there, I spoiled it.
I think Baron, that people probably think the skeleton in the background is part of your like image that you've created, like just part of a PNG or something. But that's
He's a real guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's Gary.
that's Gary.
Gavin, sorry.
Yeah. I don't think
Halloween
anyone's-
soon.
It is. And speaking of which, we were meant to have a Halloween one-shot with sort of crossover with a bunch of different podcasters yesterday, but that got delayed till next Sunday. So Sunday our time, Saturday for the majority of the rest of the world. Maybe early Sunday morning for the majority of the rest of the world. So we're going to do that. And it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be level 20 characters taking on a big bad and over 3 hours. So it should be pretty good.
With other New Zealand D&D players, right?
Yeah, other New Zealand podcasters, like D&D podcasters.
Better ones.
Way better. They're infinitely better in so many ways.
Oh.
They have people who download their podcast, that's always good as well. Here we go. Lark Kiwi says, do any of the characters follow any gods? And if they did, which would they follow?
That's a good one.
Let's start
The
with
morning
American. The god of morning wood. American, you're sort of top right. You're next to me on the stream, so we'll go to you.
That's actually a really good question for me because at first I was like, this is like an example of how the character you evolve your character as you go. Because at first I was like, oh no, just make it like a generic, like wouldn't have a god of any kind. But then I sort of, as the story started incorporating stuff and like my character started getting like abilities to do divination and like had like some prophetic dreams and stuff, I started getting some ideas for like working in a god, and I actually found an elven god that has like the power over dreams and like is like a nature god that happened to be from the realm my character is from, that is also of dreams. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is clearly my god. So I have to like I think I'll probably develop that as the character as like a realization, but it was kind of too perfect.
Yeah, especially with the dreams that
Yeah,
American's been having lately as well, which
It
is
was just
sort of,
something you as the DM kind of came up with.
yeah, 100%.
Kind of fit perfectly. And so the answer is, I thought my character didn't have any gods, but it turns out I totally do have a god. I just don't know it yet.
Do you know the name of it, the god?
Yeah, it's called Sehanine Moonbow. She is an elvish goddess from the Eladrin realm with powers of dreams, the moon, and nature.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
That's pretty fitting. That's awesome. Morley, what about Morley? Does he believe in a god? And if so, which one?
I think Morley believes in the god of the sea, the god of
Poseidon.
the ocean. He's like a collapsed Catholic. It's not like a big part of his life, but it's there. It's always there.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Just sort of like the waves and the breeze and stuff. Sort of, it's more to him than just a breeze. And yeah, I like that.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And Bill was a convert to the Morning Lord, wasn't he?
Yeah, so Bill is completely on board with the Morning Lord now, which is fantastic. How about the Baron?
I think that he believes in gods because, D&D, he's seen lots of things that have happened, lots of evidence like clerics and doing miracles things. So, but I don't think he follows one, and I think he would be interested in finding out what a god really is. Like if there's some sort of explanation, because he's based on sort of characters from the Enlightenment. So he would be trying to figure out if there's a way to access them, or what they really are.
Yeah, I mean, like Strahd's existence is thanks to a vampire who is, I believe, some kind of god of some sort. So I guess you kind of have to believe in that they exist anyway. Loris, does Loris have a god that he follows or believes in?
He wasn't built that well. Yeah, I'm short answer no. I hadn't actually considered it, and given that he's just he's almost torn himself away from family, his history and stuff. So any history or family ties or godlike ties that would have been part of his culture, he's divorced himself from because of his past. So yeah, short answer no, and he sort of has no historic basing or doesn't sort of subscribe to that. So
Yeah, nice.
long way of saying no. He's an agnostic.
Yeah, that's good. It's like,
and I think it's fitting that he doesn't really see the need for gods.
yeah, okay, I like that. I imagine that's probably quite common for Goliaths as well. That'd be interesting to look into. We'll do one more as well, which because I'm going to pick this one because I think it's going to be an interesting one. Which player's character do the players see most likely to turn evil? I had to do that one.
Turn? Does it have to be like turn evil or
gotta be
actually
more. It's totally.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's totally
thing
more.
on,
The guy's being angry, like he'd just flip on a switch.
Yeah, like Loris is already evil. Let's face it. Mostly.
He's done some
Chaotic evil.
Yeah, he's done some chaos for sure.
Like he craves blood. I think the case is closed.
I think like he wants to have a discussion with Strahd about the best flavored blood. That's
weird.
See, the way it's played out. Like, so I set my character up as lawful neutral, right? So I could flick between doing something that was on the side of evil and side of good, but followed my own code. So I have a set of rules that I follow in my head, and it's very loose. And like most crazy people, the rules change to suit their own needs.
so Loris is crazy.
Would perceive to be a bit loose, a bit of a loose unit.
Perceived.
So Loris has a set of rules that change as the situation demands, but in his mind, it's a set of rules.
Yeah, cool.
Right, so that's really how he's worked. But I've sort of figured that when he's in there,
I was waiting for the butt. But I do want to fuck things up.
There's a set of rules when he's in a normal behavior. When he's in in his rage and stuff, shit just goes out the window. So no, he's in a rage, something bites him. He goes, "Fuck it, I'm going to bite them back."
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what's happened, right? The 2 or 3 times that he's gone after someone's blood is he's been raging and they've bit him. It's a perfectly rational reaction. Until Loris
Well, being fueled with rage, yeah, sure.
No, but he's not just evil when he's raging. Like, he constantly wants to kill people. Like, he does.
And that is Loris's nature. That is what he is. He's a barbarian. He's literally, for the most of his life, being paid to wreak havoc. He's been,
I mean, I think but I think debating the nature of good and evil is probably besides the point.
It is tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like Loris's change from the start, where he would kill something and obviously enjoy the fuck out of it and go, Loris does not enjoy this. And then, so we made fun of that so many times until, like, he kills something, splits, it describes how he splits apart, stands on the edges, and he goes, yay. And then
himself down.
the same sort of actions as before, but it goes, yeah, I enjoy it. So that's changed.
I do like that there's been that progression with the character.
Yeah.
If anything, Loris is growing. Okay, he's learning to express himself more openly.
I feel like maybe he's just gotten comfortable enough around the other characters. Like, you know what? They can see the true Loris. I fucking love this.
Yeah.
Been with the crew for what, 3 years effectively. So it's like, if I can't be myself around you, then who can I be? And if you don't like me, what's gonna just find me to stay?
I would say that I don't actually. I just disregarding Loris because I think he's already borderline evil sometimes, so he is not included. I would say maybe possibly Bill.
Ooh.
I don't know why.
I could see him
But
snapping and going.
Not necessarily snapping, but I don't know. Yeah.
He already spent how long deceiving us and lying to his so-called
Not even
friends.
that. I think maybe he's smart enough to be able to justify things.
Yeah. I could see like getting to a point where he'd be happy to sacrifice something that you guys would just be like, what the fuck?
That sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Unlikely.
this is kind of a fun, like, pointing the finger at other people's characters, isn't it? But I think everyone's character could go evil in some conceivable way. But I think, like, if I was to say, I'd say, like, maybe Baron, from an intellectual point of view, would become so absorbed in, like, his undead practices, and he'd just start going further and further. And to him, it's an intellectual pursuit, and everyone's like, dude, you're freaking, like, stealing bodies. And he's like, it's because I need to know how they work. And, like, just justifying it.
Like Herbert West, the reanimator.
Or
Exactly what I was going to say, American.
Or he
Exactly.
finds someone that he thinks would enjoy life more as an animated dead. Because he
Enjoy
believes
life
yeah. Just because of the whole, because he's talking about, like, the rights of the dead. What if he decided he wanted to help more people see that by making them dead?
Yeah.
And
he
giving them that
also
life.
seems like blinded by his affection for the idea of the undead as, like, possible citizens. Like, I can imagine him raising dead bodies and trying to make them live amongst the villagers, and the villagers living in fear.
Well, they need to get over it, obviously.
Exactly. See, like, I can imagine him
prejudiced.
going that far, and he'd be just like, they're just prejudiced.
As far as
He
people,
is balanced by wanting everyone to live in an equitable society. It's what balances out. That's what makes him different from a normal power mad necromancer, I think.
Yeah. Maybe we should play this game of, like, let's decide what each character would make. What would make each character go evil? So we're all even Stevens. What would make Morley go evil?
I don't think Morley would. He's too much of a saint.
Ooh,
Well,
I think he.
See, Morley.
Well, he can tell us. He could go back on the booze and just become an absolute monster.
Maybe that's why he got off it,
Maybe he gets super violent and horrible when he's.
Well, let's not. No, I don't. That's probably a bridge too far, but definitely, like,
We're trying to find out
definitely
what
a
would
much
make
worse
evil.
person.
his morals go out the window maybe a bit.
Yeah, that's I think more, and gets very reckless. Yeah.
Someone by the name of Stubbs in the chat asked, "Is it possible to even determine if someone is something is good or evil?"
Yeah.
That's the whole Stubbly.
That is the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a big conversation.
That's almost an
it's very
impossible
philosophical.
What do they call that? Moral relativity.
Yeah, I think
Emmanuel Kant's here.
I think the person most likely to turn evil could be Strahd. I think.
Deep. God, you're a visionary.
If I had to put money on it, that's who I would
That's why
say.
he runs this world.
I just don't think the story is turning out very well for him. Now that
Yeah, that's true.
all right, should we get back into it?
What would make American evil, though?
I reckon America just needs to see something bad happen, like the way she flips off. And I can't remember is it summer that you're most aggressive and
Yeah.
hardcore? Like
Yeah.
in that mood, some of the shit you do in that season is borderline. It's scary. It's just like psycho. If you get stuck in there for a wee while, there could be some danger.
More like the wintry mode, but maybe it'd be something to do with nature, right? Someone destroying nature, or maybe being able to protect it and let it take over
Yeah, I think
and
that cliche
to
would
the
apply.
disadvantage of everyone else.
Just like becoming so disillusioned with all of humanity and the various sentient beings in the world, and just deciding that they should all die and nature should.
So basically,
Poison
poison
ivy.
ivy.
Okay, right, but it's classic nature evil.
Classic.
Classic nature.
Absolutely classic.
Bryce says,
Nature evil.
Bryce from the Brook says, when cool lightning turns into force lightning. I could imagine that. Like literally, like delivering that like shocking blow, and then just like continuously doing it because you're just
would
so
be kind of
drunk on that power.
Like I could see
Enjoyment from casting
get-
that spell.
pushed too
fucking-
far by a betrayal and just snaps
Great.
and just
Great question,
Turns-
by the way.
like burns everyone to dust.
Yeah,
To
really,
ash, I mean.
really. I'm quite keen to throw it back to the audience for questions a little more often. Actually, that was pretty good.
It's all
And
terrible.
Thank you.
Quite nice.
What was that? Sorry, Joe.
We don't have to think of our own questions. So that's not,
Yeah.
you know.
We've got other things to think about. But Real Trentos asked if it was giving me ideas, since now I know ways that possibly each of your characters could become evil.
I've already given you the backstory that could give you so many
I've got
triggers.
all your backstories on,
He's got so many triggers that he could use against all of us at any time.
as any good DM should have. Yeah. All right, let's...
Wisely.
Yeah. All right, let's get you back to the Burgomaster's house. We're going to go outside to Morley and American. American, you sort of meet Morley back into the little sort of garden area that he's hiding in, and you do notice as you went running sort of down the side of the facade of the house and across the path, the one window that I hadn't described yet was just into the kitchen, and there is someone in there at the moment that seems to be preparing food. And you notice them as you run back over to Morley in squirrel format.
Well, I'm going to give a big exaggerated squirrel shrug because I didn't see anything relevant to what we're looking for.
I can only assume that Squirrel Strahd was nothing of interest up there. Okay. This is going to be hard for me to communicate with you now, American. Shake your tail crazily if you saw something of interest.
I'm going to just go like this and not shake my tail.
Okay, sounds like we need more information. Is there any is this house as decrepit and poorly maintained as the other house, DM?
No, this one seems to be holding up a bit more. Like I said, there's been a bit of plaster that's sort of fallen away from age and neglect, but in general, it looks like this is probably the nicest house in Vallaki that you've seen.
Is there you know how in New Zealand sometimes we build our houses so they've got like an underfloor bit that you can see through those little grates and stuff, or is there any kind of under the house kind of entrance that we can see pretty easily that, say, a squirrel could get under the house?
Like you sort of, there is like a little, there's like maybe 10 centimeters to 20 centimeter, that's like the height of the stairs up towards the doorway. And it looks to be maybe a little bit of crawl space under there, but it's not like, you see nothing under there. There doesn't seem to be any light coming through into that area. It looks like there's not really much to do under there. Nothing to see.
What do you think, Squirrekin? Should you go for a run under the house or no? Stay right here if you don't think under the house is a go.
I think I'm gonna like run up Morley's leg and perch on his shoulder.
Ugh. Sorry, it's nothing to do with you, nothing personal. I just wasn't expecting it.
I'm gonna hit him with my tail just a little bit in the face.
Ow. Very fluffy. Okay. Tap me in the face if you think I should try and break into the house.
I'm gonna tap him in the face.
All right. I'm gonna sneak up to this door in front of me, and I'm gonna listen for any human sounds or sounds of any sort directly behind this door.
Yeah, you can hear some footsteps, sort of like obviously in the room there, and then you hear a door opening and closing, and then there's no more footsteps that you can really hear in that right behind the door.
I'm going to try and pick the lock as quietly as I can.
Okay.
So the door is unlocked, but I'm not gonna open the door just yet.
Okay, you give me both a stealth check and I think you should be able to click your thieves' tools.
I'll give you the stealth first. 25 all up.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, bad.
So whatever you do, you're doing incredibly quietly.
No, he also got plus 10 on that, so he actually got 35.
You did get 35.
Pretty good.
Why did I get?
Because you're
Because
still...
it's pass without trace.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It adds
Okay.
10 onto it.
I don't know how to use the thieves' tools. Sorry.
You should just be able to click on them. And
I've tried that, and it's not happening for me.
Maybe you don't. It's just a Dex plus whatever your proficiency is, I think.
Okay. Well, I got a 16 dex.
Okay, perfect. We'll add your proficiency on top of that as well, so it'll be another 2 added on, I guess.
Yeah.
So a total of 18. Yeah, you spend like 10 seconds just down getting your thieves' tools out. Because of this pass without trace, you're not making any sound. Not even you can hear the sounds that you're making at this. But you can feel it, and it just, everything clicks into place. Silently clicks into place.
Great. Okay.
American, can you give me a perception roll?
Yes. I tried to look and see if there was a squirrel stat block, but it's probably a bit niche. What do squirrels get? Oh, I rolled badly. I rolled a 4 plus 6 for 10.
Cool. That's enough for you to have seen through the window that, like, the chef that was preparing food had sort of opened up a room, what looked like a pantry, and has stepped into it and closed the door behind them.
All right, Squirrekin, I'm gonna try and twist this door handle very slowly and very quietly, and just inch the door open millimeter by millimeter.
Mixing your measurements, do you?
Inch by
Quarter inch by quarter, eighth of an inch at a time.
Yeah. 1/64th at a time.
I think I'll adjust the other way. I'll say I'm gonna open the door centimeter by centimeter.
Okay. Yeah, so at first you just so you're just turning the handle really quietly, and you just push the door open. You do that thing where you're kind of pulling the door a little just to ensure that it's not, so like pulling it in closer, then putting just enough pressure on it the other way so that it's a really controlled open. and you just silently push that through maybe about a centimeter. And you look into the room and you're seeing just this barely lit kitchen. It's not overly bright in this kitchen area, but no one seems to be in sort of the left-hand side of this room.
Go, Squirkin. Make yourself hidden.
Okay, I'm going to run into the room.
Is
I'm
there
gonna hide myself under the benches or something. If I can. If there's
Yeah.
such a thing.
Yeah, you can just sort of like just
Have a kitchen island.
you just dart. If you the door should be open now, so you should be able to just dart into the room. And there is like a little bench in the middle of the room that you can just dart underneath.
Okay.
Wait! I've got a plan. Is there anything in this room that indicates that they're cooking food in this room at all, like a heat source?
Let's just have a quick look here.
Burn it down. Burn it all down. Exactly.
It's the signal.
Yeah.
You know me so well.
There is like a sort of a fire with a chimney, sort of almost right next to you there. There's some wood next to you and then a chimney next to you. And on the right-hand side of this room, you can see stairs heading up as well, up to the second floor.
All right.
Oh.
All right. American, here's my plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to firebolt the fire. So I'll create a kitchen fire. Then everyone will come running, and then we can go and find the others. What do you think?
What do I think?
It sounds poor, even now that I verbalized it. I'll be honest. I'm just
What was the purpose of splitting up?
to reconvene. To reconvene at a later date.
To be stealthy so that they are the ones creating the diversion.
Or set fires in separate places.
It's not a terrible idea, but I just want to ask, like, what do I know? Is firebolt something that could, like, pass as like normal fire, or would it be super obvious that it was like a magical spell?
This is we're going to get into that conversation we had of like magical fire. Does it spread magical fire, or does it burn things and create normal fire? It would be a magical flame, but only those that probably know magic would be able to discern that.
I think I'm just gonna squirrel gesture towards the stairs, and I think I'm gonna start running up the stairs and wait at the top.
Oh yeah, because you know what's up the stairs, don't you?
I know it's the bedroom, so I feel like it's like a lead. If it's late at night, people are probably in their bedrooms.
All right, so both of you are now within the house of the Burgomaster. Yeah, so let's just run you into there. American, you just head for the stairs, and Morley, you can hear footsteps coming from the sort of door to the north as well, and you start seeing that door handle turning.
I'm getting up them fucking stairs, boy, quick as you like.
Yeah, cool. And you're still within the pass without trace. Oh, sorry, let me just put you up there. And you're now seeing something that Squirrel American, Squirrelican.
Squirrican.
That was a good rapper name.
Squirrelican.
The Miraquirl.
Ooh.
So yeah, you're seeing just the stairs leading through to this gallery that stretches almost that full length of this mansion, and you're seeing these beautiful landscape paintings and these two sort of hallways that are leading north as well now, and everything is very quiet on this floor, especially you guys.
Can I just ask, are the windows barred, or let's say there was some sort of shit that went down and someone took a running jump at the window, would you be able to jump out?
You could jump out these windows, yes. They're not barred.
Two broken legs coming up.
They do all have drapes in front of them, and it's like, so American has been able to sort of see in between a few of the gaps in the drapes, but they've all got these really beautifully crafted drapes in front of them.
Okay, let's start sneaking around, American.
Yeah. I reckon if we just do what you did last time, well, this is me as a player, obviously. I liked what you did with opening the door, and then I can peek in without like a full-grown human looking in the door, and let you know if it's relevant.
Okay. What are the paintings of that we're... I'm a bit weary of paintings since the death.
That's fair. That's fair. These ones are just all landscape paintings, and they're almost paintings of what Vallaki could be instead of what it is. It's not so
That's cool.
Inspirational.
There's a bit
This
more
could be us, but you
saturation. It's a bit more saturation to the colors. There's like nice skies, but the blues aren't really right. It's like they haven't really seen what a nice blue sky looks like. It's just their interpretation of what like a blue sky might look like.
What do you think, American? Should we do the Italian nun and try and fix up these paintings for them?
Oh no!
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I guess we start sneaking down. It looks like there's a corridor off to our left. What do you think, American? Should we go left? I'm going to let Mirror Squirrel guide the way.
There's kind of two corridors from this gallery. One closer to the stairs, one sort of midway into this gallery. And the first one's got maybe 3 doors down it. The second one has 4 doors.
3 doors down.
I was waiting for Shannon to make that one, actually, for some reason.
Yeah, what a song.
Wow, great reference, everyone. What do we see?
I don't even know what 3 doors down is.
It's a
Band. It's a
Right.
band from the late
Kryptonite.
90s.
It's
Yeah.
Not my scene.
If I go crazy,
Ooh.
would you still call me
Superman.
Superman?
Come on, you don't know that one?
That's super. No.
I draw the line when someone sings about Superman, actually. So, anyway, so what are you guys doing? Kryptonite.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we doing? Fucking around, can't you tell?
So, what's the plan? Are you guys going door to door, checking out like what's in each room?
We
I guess
quickly
so.
open the door crack and peek in, and if it's not got Ireena, we're not interested, yeah?
Yeah. We're trying to find Ireena.
Okay, cool. Well, the first door that you come across, you listen, put your ear up against it. There's no sounds behind it. It's not locked. You open the door, and there's just like a little dark bathroom.
Okay, next.
Time to take a shit in the sink, I think.
American, you sort of actually, can you even open doors as a squirrel? Probably not. You're probably going to need Morley by your side. Morley, you open up the next door as well. Again, nothing really, no sounds coming from within it, but the room smells of powder and fine perfume. There's a vanity with a mirror standing against one wall next to a faceless wooden mannequin wearing a white bridal gown. Mounted on another wall is a full-length mirror with a gold frame, like a beautifully gilded frame. A door in one corner leads to what must be some sort of wardrobe.
That dummy's kind of creepy, right? Does it smell like Ireena? Is it her scent? Hoo-ah!
Give me an investigation. No, is it an investigation?
No, you're
Yeah.
just making it weird.
Give it a
It's
big
not- it's
smell
not
and give me an
weird.
investigation roll.
Perfume, is it?
Well, the
That would be
perfume in this room.
perception, because it's not an intelligence-based thing to smell.
Yeah.
Would it?
We'll use this roll of 14 anyway. With the roll of 14 plus whatever modifier, as long as it's the positives, you'll get. It's not Ireena's perfume or her scent that you smell in this room. There doesn't the gown is actually quite musty and old.
Oh,
Seemed to the mannequin.
Like it hasn't been worn for
okay,
quite some
so a
time.
musty haunted wedding gown, so that's obviously got a lovely uplifting backstory.
Oh, I think there's a bit of a mustiness about this wedding gown, American.
I'm just gonna nod.
Oh God, I hope that's not the wedding gown that Strahd's going to dress Ireena up. You know what? Molly's going to pull out a knife and just cut down the back of the dress.
What?
What are you doing?
Squeaking my like
I'm gonna ruin-
that you're getting
I'm gonna
distracted
ruin-
and ruining a work of art.
He's gone evil.
It's for Ireena.
Really, this is what did it.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't realize I was surrounded by the staff of brides on fucking Madison Square here.
Guy for dress? What is this?
Bridezilla.
Look. Here's the rationale.
Personal
I think there's a chance this could be the wedding dress that Strahd is going to use on Ireena, right? He's coming to make her his bride. I'm just
in this house of all. Okay.
Yeah, that's a real.
because Strahd's in cahoots with the. Oh no, hang on, the burgomaster hates Strahd.
Yeah, but no, by all means,
Close.
go ahead and draw and destroy probably his grandmother's wedding dress.
Yeah, I mean,
Way through, be like, oh no, that's the other house.
like the squirrel is freaking out.
Cassandra.
While
I
singing
was-
a song by 3 doors down.
All right. As I take the knife, I look down and see the squirrel freaking out. No good.
I'm gonna be like with my claws on his neck a little bit, not to like harm, but just be like, "What the f are you doing?"
Right, all right.
I'm gonna like slap
Up
his
the
cheek.
wedding date. That's all. Okay. All right. I'll put the knife away.
Squirrels sound like. I bet they sound cute.
I bet,
Is there any Can I write anything in here?
Can you write anything?
Like, is there like some paper and a pen?
Yeah, there's like the next to the mannequin with the
Specifically,
with the gown. There's a small writing desk with a little small chair in
Okay.
front of it.
Do you remember how in Lady Vashta's house, I stole the little thing to make their seal inscription?
Yes.
No?
you
Oh
did.
yes, I do.
I remember that you did.
It was in the library.
Yeah.
So I've got like the ability to essentially forge letters from Lady Vashta now.
Right.
Oh god,
Right.
he's gonna cause some shit.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if there's anything I can have on my person that looks like it's from Lady Vashta that's going to cause us some advantage. So all I'm going to do is pocket a piece of blank paper. Doesn't have a letterhead, right? From the desk of
Yeah.
the burgomaster.
There's a blank piece of paper there.
And I'm going to pocket a fountain pen or a nib pen or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Add those to your inventory for sure.
Cool. And then I'm going to look down at American. Anything else, or should we carry on?
I'm just gonna gesture with a squirrel paw out the door.
Okay. Follow American out the door. Just being very quiet with everything I do.
All right, cool. There's one more doorway just at the end of this corridor as well. And again, you place your hand up against the door and your ear up against that, and there's no movement. You open up the door and you come into this what looks to be a master bedroom. The sheets have all lost their color and splendor, but in the middle of the room, there's just a small rope, a little pull rope, hanging from a wooden trapdoor in the ceiling, sort of just within that sort of entryway.
Yeah, that's the one I saw from outside. So I'm gonna pull on his collar and point back out where we came because I want us to keep looking.
No, so you don't want to go up the rope. You want to go out the door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've completed our
All
swoop.
right, we've done the.
I'm not here to like rifle through papers for hours trying to find dirt on him. I'm like, let's get Ireena there.
Yeah, but let's go back to the Baron, Ismark, and Loris. Loris, you've sort of just spent some time listening to the Baron, so the Burgomaster explain the splendor of this upcoming festival. He's sort of explained how they're collecting all these twigs to create this big thing that they can burn, to put it into this giant ball, a big blazing sun that they can light and enjoy. And he sort of ends explaining it by saying, and by the time it's all done, all will be well. That's what I always say. All will be well. All will be well. And he's almost directing this at you now, Loris. Like he's trying to include you into this.
Sounds like a big hole in the ground, to be fair. 3 wells. I knew Adam wouldn't do it.
You're funnier than you look, big man.
Thank you. It's Loris really wants to ask him about why people are so sad, but he's just stumbling on how to get it out. He's like, I want to really have a go at this guy about why people aren't as happy as he wants to see. I'm just struggling to think of what to say.
I think
And generally just like, Loris doesn't want to upset this guy, but he really wants to tackle it.
you look like you've got something to say, big man. What have you got?
Well, the people just don't seem to be so happy when, like, you're having all these festivals. I don't understand why people
Hold up. You're telling me all them smiling faces out there and you think someone's not happy out there?
I'm not pointing fingers, but there's at least 3 people with donkeys' heads on them in the shackles that didn't look too pleased to be there.
Right, and that's...
giving...
Yeah, so what we do in this place is if anyone's not happy, they get brought to me. I judge them and I sentence them, all right? And they get put in stocks as an example to anyone else. You're not happy, you get put in the stocks.
So it's happiness by fear.
As long as you've got happiness, what does it matter how it comes about?
I'm not sure that's how it works. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm not sure that's how happiness works.
Let me ask you a question then, big man. Would you say there are more people happy or more people in the stocks?
Well, I only counted 3 people in the stocks, but I'm pretty sure I saw there's a whole lot of unhappy people around town.
He's actually taken aback by this. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, in the time that we've been here, I've seen a number of people that were very secretly, or appeared to be not so happy, which to me would suggest that your festivals, whilst they may be keeping Strahd away, if that's what you think is happening, the people aren't terribly pleased about it.
He's getting a little uncomfortable. He's kind of like trying to get comfortable in his seat here.
Do you need a cushion? Loris
laugh it up. I'm just trying to digest what you're telling me. And he says, I might have to double the guards, get them out there, maybe do some asking some questions. I can't have this festival tomorrow. I can't have this not be filled with happy, smiling faces.
Well, I'm sure the townsfolk will be smiling and happy while you're around, but what I'm suggesting is that when your back is turned, their true feelings are probably more obvious to the rest of us, and that the oppression that they feel from your reign is not really so pleasant.
Interesting. And what would you suggest?
I'm not here to pass judgment or offer solutions. I'm just making a statement of observation. This is just what I'm seeing. My solution is my axe, and I don't really know how that works right now, but like if Strahd's the problem, then...
What, you're telling me that stocks aren't good enough, that I need to start bringing the axe out?
Well, no, I think you're
punishing
your people when
this is going very well.
Yeah.
You're punishing your people when they're not the problem.
They're not the problem. Who is the problem then?
Well,
your mate has clammed up all of a sudden there. What have you got to say about this, Mr. Hat? He looks to you.
Mr. Hat.
Are you asking
Do you have a cigarette?
You want a bed and bath and beyond as well, don't you? You want somebody to...
Oh, that would be nice.
Beyond.
Some decor.
What a great call.
No, I don't have a fucking cigarette. Why is it with you coming into my house asking for things? Telling me
Don't worry.
that I don't know how to run place.
Run place. Well, don't worry.
Sad.
I found one. I got a cigarette. Well, so I'm gonna light my cigarette. Think. Well, have you tried tickling? It might cheer people up.
Right, so that's where we've gotten to, is it?
Yeah, best minds on the case. we managed to talk our way in and suggested he'd tickle everyone until Strahd goes away.
So, or drugs.
I'm just going to ask you one time, why are you still here? What did you want even to talk to me about?
Well, we were just introducing ourselves as we're passing through. We're on the grand tour, but it seems like we're not that welcome, so we may have to leave. We do have some very heavy objects in our wagon. I know that you've scoffed at helping other burgomasters, but you wouldn't happen to have anyone that's particularly strong, would you?
What about that boy right there? He points over to Loris.
Well, we've got one. We need two. There's a big, heavy object.
Yeah, and I'm kind of lazy, so if I don't have to do it, I won't.
Have you seen a bit of a dad bod?
Just asking for heaps of favours, ain't ya? How about I give you a couple of guards and you can fuck off?
Oh,
Charming.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Thank you for your kind offer.
Now, am I going to see you guys smiling tomorrow or what? Or are you going to be? Are you going to be leaving this lovely town of ours?
We will be heading off quite shortly, but we're hoping to see the festival. And I've heard great things. Heard it's the best one.
And he leans forward in his chair. If you fuck this one up for me, I'll come down on you like a ton of bricks.
Speaking of a ton of bricks, do you have anyone really strong?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. I got a +7 on there, I think.
With disadvantage, please.
You have pissed him off quite a lot. I think that's fair.
Well, I haven't tried to. +5 persuasion. So I got a 2 +5. Could do worse. A 3 +5.
It didn't really matter, I guess. He says, why don't you just grab a couple of guards you see out there? I'm sure they'll be able to help you out.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Hasn't it just?
Great, great dogs there. Nice dogs. Okay, well, we'll be going.
It's prolonging this uncomfortable
That's literally what I'm trying to do is prolong this while you guys do your
So this
thing.
is what you guys, what this has done is it's bought you guys heaps of time as well. So we're kind of bouncing between the two groups, but you're doing this while this conversation is happening downstairs. So we're back with Morley and American upstairs.
Okay.
All right, American, do you have any of that? Do you have some sort of sense where you can talk to or find? Didn't you find someone by thinking about them earlier?
I'm just gonna and Squirrel shrug.
I must be thinking of Bill again.
I actually do, but I haven't prepared it today, and also I can't cast spells when I'm an animal.
Fuck.
Keep going. Just keep going.
All right. I guess we're just gonna go, door by door by door.
Okay.
So the next door we're taking is.
There's so many
Is that-
doors.
There's only four
Is
more
that-
doors.
Only four
Is that
more.
the
Okay.
plan, American?
Check
Alright.
the door.
Door on my left, down this other corridor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. So there's no sounds coming from behind there, and you open it up, and you can see, and there's nothing lit in this room. There's just floor-to-ceiling shelves lining every wall of this windowless room. And the number of books contained here is nothing short of astounding. There's a brass oil lamp sitting atop a large desk in the center of the room, unlit, and the chair behind the desk is comfortably padded and has the symbol of a roaring bear stitched into its back cushion.
This must be the Burgomaster's office. Is there anything written on that piece of paper on the desk? Like a to-do list, hide Ireena in attic, tick?
No, there's just some small, it's like a small notebook that he's been, and it looks like there's just been like a checklist of things that needed to be done in preparation for this festival.
I'm just going to quickly, and this is petty, I'm going to maybe take like 5 pages from where he is now, open them out and just write twat, and then close it again. So when he gets 5 pages in, he's just going to see twat written.
Solid prank.
Yeah, that's a solid prank, actually. That's good.
Right. Value add.
On himself at that point.
Yeah.
You're like, have I been a bit of a twat lately? I'm turning over any.
Right.
The door opposite this room, you press your ear up against, and this is the first time you have heard something coming from the other side of any of the doors so far. And you just hear a man's voice, and it just seems to be repeating something. There's kind of like a bit of a gap in between.
Oh yeah.
Can you give me...
Oh no.
He's not saying that. Can you give me an investigation roll? Is that an investigation that makes sense for trying to like really listen out to see if you can
It's
understand?
investigation.
Right?
What's that?
Things
Sorry?
you're doing on purpose. If you're investigating that, like listening to a door, that's investigation.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Perception is just like whether you're noticing.
It's when you're
something.
not looking for stuff. It just
Oh, okay. I thought it related to the senses, whereas investigation was using your book smarts.
22.
Cthulhu.
Yeah. With 22, you pick up on what is being said. It's not repeating in like a chant or anything like that. It's just like almost just this one sentence, and then there's maybe a 5 to 10 second gap, and there's just again the same sentence, and it's you make out the words, "I knew you were real. I knew you were real." Coming from the others.
I'm going to be talking to Squirkin. There's someone in there, and he's chanting. He's in there, so shh.
Can you also give me a perception roll as well,
Who,
Perception.
me?
Morley?
Okay.
4.
Cool. And that's all you're really picking up on. There is a little bit of light, just a real faint light from underneath the door. It's only like a small gap. There's enough to see just some flickering of lights.
I mean,
Coming
I would
from underneath
also
that
be
door.
listening. Can I do anything, like hear anything?
You can give me an investigation roll as well if you like.
Okay. I'm not good at that. Rolled a 2 plus 0. It's
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, you're not really picking. You can hear a male's voice, and that's all
Yeah.
you're really picking up on.
Okay.
All right. American, I think we need to draw him out of the room. We need to draw him out of the room.
I want to motion away from, because we're sort of outside the door. I want to motion away, like down the hallway, and scamper down, down from his shoulder onto the ground and turn back into an elf.
Okay, perfect.
I want to be able to talk without being in squirrel mode.
yeah, you do that.
That would be ideal.
And Morley, you see the squirrel sort of run down your body, down your leg, and almost the moment that the squirrel hits the ground, it changes shape back into Mirakin, who stands up next to you.
It always looks amazing when you do that.
I need an animorph cover, right? I need to Photoshop an animorph cover of myself. Yes, thank you. It does look amazing. But that must be the room.
He's saying, I knew you were real. I knew you were real over and over again. Weren't you saying about the dolls or something?
I told you he was crazy. Apparently, he's been seeing her in his dreams. And he's finally found her, I suppose. Well, at least we know she's not... Well, we don't know that she's not injured or something, but he's
You
sure...
think she's in there?
She must be. She must be. Okay, what are we going to do to get her out?
I think we need to create a disturbance.
If I can get close to her and touch her, I can teleport her away to safety, perhaps. I wonder if the... Oh, I couldn't see a window. I couldn't see through this window when I was investigating outside. I don't know if there's a window outside.
American, why don't I why don't I shoot a crossbow through the window, the nearest window here? Then we immediately hide in the burgomaster's office with the door closed, wait for the footsteps, and then dart across into the room.
Good, could be good. If he takes the bait, I imagine he would.
Oh, he'll take the fucking bait.
And how do we protect Ireena?
Didn't you just say you'll be able to run in, grab Ireena, and teleport out if she's in there?
I can teleport her out, but not with me. And I don't think there's a window to that room. So I can't teleport her outside to safety, which was what I was hoping I could do.
Oh. Wait. What can you do then? You can touch her.
And transport them away in the blink of an eye
But to where?
to anywhere I see. Well, within reason, within range.
And can you go with her?
No.
Okay, so you transport her into the bushes we were hiding outside before, and then it's us, and then we make as much noise as possible, draw our friends upstairs, and we fight for our fucking lives.
Maybe. Do you think we could get out of here without causing a scene?
Look, anything's possible.
Much better than it. Oh my gosh, I'm like trying to figure out which spells would actually be helpful.
Is this the right time for molten earth under the I just realized we're on the second story. That's terrible.
Clarify for me. I couldn't see a window. Couldn't find a window into this room. So I corrected. There's no outside windows from this room.
You don't know what's inside that room. You just know you haven't seen inside this room.
So there's been no windows when I've been scouting outside the house.
Yeah, not that you've come across. That's correct.
Okay, so that's Morley.
Yes, Morley.
Can I cast sleep on someone that I can't see?
So with sleep, you choose a point, and it has a radius, and that you roll the dice, and anyone caught up in that radius. So you just need to be able to see where you are targeting the center of that circle.
Okay. I know sleep will be very common to a lot of you and a lot of people watching, but I've never used it before.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
It always goes well. That's the rule with sleep. It's always very
It's
helpful.
particularly problematic against high-level people because often their HP is so high that if you roll badly, it doesn't put them to sleep, and they,
So what
Just
it does,
awaken to the fact.
so what it does,
someone
it targets the
Just
person with the lowest HP first and works its way up.
Oh, so if Ireena's in there,
She'll fall
she's
asleep
lower
first.
HP.
If she's got lower HP.
Well, she probably doesn't.
Yeah, she's probably stronger
just
than them.
kidding, She'll fall asleep. And that will soak up the dice.
And that will soak up that, whatever HP she's got, if she's the first to go to sleep, will soak up that amount of points or roll of the dice.
So roll
have-
well and put both of them to sleep.
I have another spell that I got when we last leveled up that I've just been itching to use.
Do it.
Phantasmal Force.
Just do it.
I craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature that you can see within range.
Ooh, what does it do?
On a failed save, so they've got to make an intelligence saving throw. The creature, I create a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon of my choice that is no larger than a 10-foot cube and that is perceivable only by the target for the duration. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. I can have sound, temperature, and any stimuli.
So you're literally going to try and scare the crap out of this guy.
Well,
It
like
does
it.
damage, doesn't it?
scare it or distract it or send it into a madness. It doesn't do any damage. No.
It doesn't,
Doesn't
do
do
that.
damage?
Oh, okay.
It just
I-
it's meant to like help them or
What
make them
happens if they
react.
touch it, or what happens if they attack it?
I'm going to paste it into the
Okay, cool.
chat.
The thing I'm just interested is what happens.
The bottom bit there, the affected target is so convinced of the
can-
phantasm reality.
A phantasm
But it can
created
take damage.
and it can attack the target as
Yeah.
well. Each round on your turn, the phantasm can
Oh.
deal 1d6 psychic damage to the target if it's within the area or within 5 feet of the phantasm. The target perceives the damage as a type appropriate to the illusion. What happens if the target rationalizes any illogical outcomes from interacting with the phantasm? For example, target attempting to walk across a phantasmal bridge. Once it steps onto the bridge, if the target survives a fall, it'll still believe that the bridge exists. Oh wow, okay. Does it say anything about how it can be attacked though? If this check succeeds, the target realizes that the phantasm is an illusion and the spell ends. So it uses its
Maybe you make a
action.
check every turn.
Yeah. So maybe it can't be damaged.
It might be hard to get out of here without making a ruckus, but if we want to go full ruckus, I do have an idea.
What's your idea?
Ireena,
Let's just
okay.
do it.
What was that, Loris?
Let's just do it.
Wood doesn't even want to hear the idea. Just wants
Just
to
do the
it.
idea.
Just do the idea.
Do it.
Okay, so I could use conjure animals, create a bunch of animals that will guard Ireena. We can break a window, we can jump out to safety, and keep him at bay with whatever we've got. But my animals will guard her and keep her safe.
Like the crocodiles.
Just like, yeah, I conjure crocodiles inside the house.
This is turning into like a SEAL Team 6 extraction.
Yeah, I feel like
Is that what Field Team 6 is like?
You remember when they
Hundred
sent in those
crocodiles.
crocodiles to get Obama?
6
I mean,
crocodiles.
to get Osama.
Hey,
yeah.
they got Obama with the crocodile.
That's why he's no longer president.
He's a hologram.
I don't feel scared. Maybe I should pick something cute like giant wolf spiders. That way she'll feel reassured.
I don't know that. I don't think other people that aren't you find wolf spiders reassuring.
They're fluffy. Oh, you just want to hug them.
American, let's look in this other room as quietly as we can. Well, I think we've.
Let's just avoid this
Wait.
scenario. Can we just not do this?
You know what? I'm not even in love with Ireena anymore. I'm fine. Let's just go home.
Let's
Just go.
go.
I'm over
Too
it.
hard.
Too hard, but
High maintenance.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just grumpy. Just
All right. No, I reckon
Can't
we
be
do what you
trusted.
Kidnapped.
do your distraction idea, and then we try and run in and extract Ireena. Right?
But what if old fucking freak arm comes after us and we'll have no way of?
Aren't you stealthing to the max?
Yes. Yes. Okay. You know what? Let's step one. Let's do an iterative approach here. We'll break the window and try and get him to come around then.
Yeah.
And we'll stay as hidden as we can. Yeah.
Do we still have Pass Without Trace going?
Yes. It lasts a whole hour.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure
Right.
I'm just trying to think of what happens if you were standing directly in front of someone. Not that I think that is going to occur.
Oh, they would be
They'll
able to
see
see
you.
you.
Yeah.
it's basically you're hiding in the shadows and you're doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
So if you're
yeah.
face to face, they'll obviously see you.
Yeah, of course.
Could-
Okay.
You could, they'll go into that room and you are the mannequin dressed in the wedding dress.
Like Scooby Doo.
Empty.
Yeah.
We do have a
I'll
good.
grab
We do have a corridor of doors we can run through back and forth.
Oh no! Oh no!
the Benny Hill
Alright.
song going.
I'll ask the burger master for a really tall sandwich.
Let's find out who the Burgomaster really is.
He would have gotten away with it. Oh,
Okay. Here's the plan, American. You go in the library and hide under the desk. I'll go in the library, but leave the door open and aim my crossbow at the... Oh, fuck, that's going to be a hell of a shot.
Do it.
At this window here. So I'll basically have the door open. I'll stand where I'm standing, fire my crossbow through the fucking window, and then I'll immediately dart back in here and hide under the desk with you, and we'll listen for footsteps.
Good.
I will.
All right.
I will allow that shot. You would have to be close to the door that is the sounds are coming out of, to be able to line that up and make the shot with your crossbow.
Can I ask a question as well?
Sure.
So when I was scouting the outside of the house, did I look into the room that is north of the library? Was there a window in that room? I can't remember.
No, there was no window into that room.
My only problem is if we are luring him towards the windows, that's our only means of escape also. So maybe we should try and make the distraction.
There was a bedroom to the north that you did look into. There's 2 doors to the north. You looked into another. There was a window in one of those rooms.
I'm like disoriented about who's what and where, but I think we should do it. We should make sure we have a route of escape.
Well, unfortunately, with my plan, I've suggested we hide in a completely walled room with only one way in and one way out.
I mean, it's good but if we can run behind him, not like trying to escape in the same direction we've tried to direct him. But because I can't see anything and I have no memory for any kind of spatial awareness, I don't know what's in this house.
There was a window. I'm just pinging it now on the map. It's like north of where you were.
Yeah.
So that is they're in the room opposite where I am now.
Yes.
Is that okay? So there's a room north of them that we could conceivably run to escape out the window. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's the new plan.
On the opposite direction where we've lured him.
So, okay. We'll go into that bedroom that you saw the window. So you hide in there. I fire the crossbow bolt from there at the windows over here. So he goes and investigates this broken window over here. Yeah. And then we dart in, get Ireena, take her back into the room, jump out this window here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It couldn't be better. This is going to be executed flawlessly.
I can't see what's happening, but it doesn't sound convoluted to me. You get him out of the room, you go in, get her, and get her out.
Yeah.
It's fucking textbook extraction.
It's going to be really difficult.
Let's play this.
Get Obama with your crocodile.
Get the crocodiles.
Are you ready to get the Crocs?
American, you've gone into that room. You recognize it from outside, from what you saw outside. The familiar leaded glass in the arched window in this perfectly pristine room.
Okay.
You could teleport her out the window, and we could jump.
Yeah, put her out the window. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna fire the bolt.
So
you ready?
Scared. Yes.
We're gonna duck back into the room so that he only hears the glass and goes running in the opposite direction to us.
You do need to be closer to be able to get this shot. You need to be at least.
You are joking. I'm a marksman of some repute.
There is. Let's have a quick look from even the widest. You'd have to.
I've taken out so many enemies from this range.
No, but it's more about the line of sight is what I'm trying to get at. You would need to be at least 10 foot closer to that door. So you wouldn't have to be right outside the door, but you'd have to be 10 foot closer to get that shot.
That's fine.
Just to line it up, just to get the line of sight.
More if you have an inspiration point, now's probably the time to use it, I'd say.
I do have an inspiration point. What a great call. I'll use it. This needs to be a William Tell-esque shot.
Roll to hit.
All right, and just remember, the minute I kind of fire off my bolt, I'm darting back into this other room quietly. You got it? Everyone clear? Good.
I'm so nervous.
Hail Mary.
The wall. Here it
Jesus,
comes.
take the wheel. Oh dear. It's a 16 total with 6 damage on the window.
Cool. So the bolt leaves the crossbow. It soars across this hallway and lands center in this window and just shatters it. From downstairs, the Baron, Loris, Ismark, and the Burgomaster, their conversation is just stopped by a shattering of glass upstairs. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
You got some pretty big fucking mice upstairs. This house looked like it was clean. What's going on?
That's it for the night.
Someone's dropped the crockery.
It was a bit of a harebrained scheme, but I think it's the best we can do.
It's a
What
good
a-
scheme. I think the other ones were more harebrained. We had to take him on. and
Okay,
fight
well,
him.
now that we've finished, I need to know what the other schemes were. Did you guys have any other sort of...
There was the crocodile one.
Crocodile. That sounded pretty cool.
It was just busting in, just fucking going for it.
Yeah.
Right. I was surprised as someone that's heard some of the things you guys have discussed. I'm surprised no one mentioned Lady Veshta to the Burgomaster. Because like before you guys went in, you were like, maybe we should tell that we heard she's scheming something.
We had lots of
started being a
plans.
dick. Like he clearly was just out to insult everyone. Like I don't know, making him even more angry. I thought Baron might have gone down that track, but it just didn't really get a chance to.
If I had to really keep him busy for much longer, I might have. But
Right.
also, he was really he was on the edge. I think if anyone's bring that up, he might just go over the edge and go fucking full paranoid nuts.
Like he already didn't like us. If we'd sort of said, "Oh, we've just had dinner with Lady V," I'm pretty
I
sure
wouldn't say that.
He kicked us out pretty fucking quickly.
No, I would just say that we overheard some talk of her or something. Not that we had dinner with her and it was delicious.
The wolf's meat was great. Yeah, her hospitality
Except for
was
Bill.
fantastic.
Yeah, a friend got botulism or something.
Botulism. Left field disease.
I loved how that session
poorly.
ended, by the way. That was fantastic timing for our normal wrap up time to be breaking
I'm
that window.
so stressed about this. Oh my god.
Yeah, I need to do some serious planning on how I want this to all.
It's just
how
gonna
I
be
want
really hard.
This
I mean,
things.
we've still got Pass without Trace, so I hope we can slip in once he's distracted. But it could easily go pretty bad, I'd say.
Well, Izzet could just run out of the room. The Burgomaster could just charge up and leave Baron and I upstairs with his dogs.
There's no guarantee that this guy will even leave the room.
No.
Yeah, well, he might just think someone's dropped the crockery, the tray of glasses or something. But I don't think he's going anywhere without his dogs.
I think he might leave the dogs behind just to keep an eye on us.
No way.
I reckon he keeps them there for his own safety.
Fair enough.
You could kill a mastiff, though, couldn't you, Loris? With one fell swoop.
Probably. If the mastiff attacked me, I would. I
Mastiff
wouldn't.
attack.
I'm not suggesting you just go in immediately and murder his dogs.
Oh, maybe if, but
That's not wrong,
it would
then.
attack me.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah. As soon as he's distracted with the glass breaking,
I mean, if the Burgomaster decides to run, I do have a feeling that I might want to tackle him.
I was like, sorry, Al. Goliath goes nuts when he hears broken glass. So
It's like a trigger.
take it back to the broken glass wars. Or
PTSD.
I was trying to think where Bill would be in this whole scenario if Bill was around.
yeah, he would be talking to the Burgomaster.
Yeah, Bill would be doing.
Great.
Right now.
Foot.
Bill
Bill
must be giving him a foot rub by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss Bill's abilities like message. Those were so good.
Oh, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually had message, but then I got rid of it because Bill had it.
Right.
No. Get it
It
back.
would have come in very handy tonight.
Yeah,
I
no.
think.
And I'm like, why did I not prepare the spell that helps me find a person? That would have been great. But no, running
True.
around as a squirrel peeping in windows. for no benefit whatsoever.
Well, we haven't had a long rest since when we stayed at the winery, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you've had a busy day.
yeah.
And we
And
didn't know she was missing at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
And
yeah.
I try to like pick my spells based on which season I roll. And for the spring ones, I pick more nature ones. Whereas the autumn season is the one where I pick lots of divination ones.
Ooh. What? Okay. When Isaac, oh God, you've got me doing it now, Dave. When Isaac comes running out the room, I should ding the bell and have the zombie just randomly appear and confuse the shit out of him. Hello.
You have already used him once today. He's a
Imagine
once.
if
He's
you
a
brought
once.
No,
a
we
day
had a
kind of
sleep.
thing.
We had a sleep
No.
since we-
You woke up.
Oh, no.
You
you're
travelled
right.
south to go up to
Yeah,
Yester
you're
Hill
right, yeah.
and met him there, and then
a
have
long
made your way.
day.
You guys have done so much in this day.
Well, and before breakfast, we killed a whole bunch of druids.
yeah.
Talk to Strahd for a bit.
Yeah. There's been a lot.
Watercolors.
You've had the you had the bones stolen and retrieved again. You've had dinner with Lady Vesta, and yeah,
So
you
many
guys have done
people today,
heaps.
actually.
Met the hot groundskeeper. I mean, the normal groundskeeper.
I retconned that. I was extremely disturbed about that, and I'm like, no, I retconned it about that. I feel incredibly neutral. I didn't notice him at all because American is not a weird pedophile cougar. That's not what I want my character to be. So I retconned it, and that was a very neutral encounter. And she would only ever hit on someone of age, very clearly.
Right.
I
It's
can't.
like all the art for the NPCs. Well, not all of them, but like all the
Oh, you haven't seen Isaac
all
yet.
the women are really attractive women. You know, in the inn, it was just full of like six of the same icon and the same person that greeted us at this house.
You can't use those icons. Those aren't what they look like. That's just
No,
like
well,
the...
in my head, yeah, they're all
right.
clones. It's the Clone Wars.
Well, let's have a look at some of the women that you guys have met so far. You've met Danica.
Who?
She was.
Does she look like that?
Yeah, she was the girl. She was the bartender
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the Blue
I
Water
know.
Inn.
darling.
You've had
Related to married
Mad
to the
Mary,
Crow man.
crying Mad Mary.
Mad
She's not
Mary.
very.
Hilarious. Crazy lady.
Who else have you had? Yeah.
We're still on the lookout for her daughter, aren't we?
Oh yeah. You've had Morgantha.
Oh, triggering for Baron.
Uh,
Crazy pie lady.
You've had
Mrs. Mac herself.
Madam Eva.
Oh, the hottest of all.
yeah.
Yep.
Of course, everyone's favorite. Sorry, that's a big
Well,
mouth.
that's clearly.
Where's my mouth?
Wait, her eyes brown. They look kind of blue.
Hello, Molly.
Ireena!
I think that's all. I think that's all the women we've seen so far that have NPC faces.
Oh, what about the Vistani? Did we see a Vistani? Or not?
No, we didn't.
No Vistani woman in the pub.
Oh yeah, you met the
Well, they
Vistani
just-
women, but
They
they,
did
shadowy.
didn't have. Yeah, they just had the shadow. I realized, like, I made this, which was like, so I've got unknown woman and unknown man, right? Or guy, and I realized only after I found Danica.
Is it Danica?
It's Danica. So I'm using Danica as unknown man. So I feel a little bad about it. I might need to change the silhouette for that.
Gender is but a social construct.
It's true. That is true. Lapke, we thought you guys hadn't rested since before the vineyard, but you guys took care of Winter Splinter and then rested for the night. So there was a long rest there at the vineyard. Desmaris says that he's surprised that you guys haven't been whining about how tired you are, considering how big of a day you've had.
Yeah, I do want to have one. I was like, oh man, we need to get this done because like it's getting late at night and we need a full rest for the no doubt stressful festival. I don't want to have to like stay up all night and then deal with Strahd.
Loris has been yawning.
Shit, I mean, depending what happens next week, is there even going to be a festival?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. We'll just burn the whole house down. Problem solved. Forgot that oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Does the Burgermeister need to be there for the festival? Or is the festival just going to happen?
Well, you guys haven't. Well, actually, you've probably learned a little bit about the festival, but so he leads these festivals. So yeah, he normally is there.
I'm sure he will make sure it goes ahead.
He doesn't want us to fuck it up for him.
Maybe the townsfolk would appreciate if the festival didn't go ahead and he wasn't there.
Well,
Maybe.
find out.
Strahd would probably appreciate it as well. Like he hates these festivals apparently.
But remember, if we get rid of these guys, that we're doing what Lady V asked us to do.
Well, we've got with Isaac that doing what Lady V wants. But I mean, to be fair, the Burgermeister is kind of annoying.
How's that been fair?
Look, to be fair, annoying
To be
people should
fair.
fucking die. So that's
Absolutely.
He is annoying.
That is in the annoying people should be dying.
Hey,
I haven't
careful,
written
Loris.
Loris' rules down. I should actually write Loris's rules down for you.
But we're gonna try our best to make it out of here without causing a scene. But let's face
You
it.
guys have been stealthing like amazingly.
And then
So
you
I
broke
believe in your
the-
continued
the world
stealth.
of your presence.
I was trying to go for Bricktop from Snatch for the Burgermaster's voice. I don't know if you guys have seen Snatch. Great movie. The fact
I got Greg the Guard.
that's not. Oh, I was definitely
I
not.
thought it was
trying for
Red
Greg the
Brand.
Guy. The Red Brands sound completely different.
No, yeah, I know. I'm teasing.
Okay.
No, I thought it was good, and he was quite intimidating as well because I was trying to hold a conversation and steer it in a way that it was sort of, to being friendly, but he wasn't having any of it. So
Yeah, he
It
was
seemed
really
like new money.
Yeah, definitely new money.
I like that we've met both him and his political rival, and they're both like extremely aggressive and straight to the point, like telling you,
Was
I
he
don't
like,
like you, I'm not messing around with you, or like her just saying like straight up, I want you to kill a guy.
She was so
Like,
nice to you guys.
No, but I mean they're both strong
in a
characters.
different way, they're both aggressive.
Oh yeah.
She was straight to the point. I need you to kill a guy for me. And we're like, okay.
Well, you're like, okay,
I was like, okay, but
You were like, yes.
Finally,
You were
Like,
speaking
cool.
my
I'll
language.
be waiting
okay,
for
which one?
Just put him out. I'll do it.
Yeah. I wonder if Loris
I feel
could be
like this
tested.
guy's-
Actually, I wonder if Loris could be tested. Actually, because I know Loris doesn't enjoy killing, but I wonder who
He does now.
I could get him to kill.
literally anyone?
Oh, you could
like-
the way you get me to kill. No, I don't want to say it, but like literally anyone who challenged me, I would take down. If someone stood up and said, "Come on," then I'll be like, "All right, fine."
Yeah, like a
Doesn't matter.
duel.
If it's a duel,
I challenge you to a duel.
you challenge me, then I'm fine. I'll take it. I'm not going to turn down a challenge.
I will remember that.
I'm absolutely sure you will.
Marty McFly. Nobody calls me chicken.
if Strahd calls Loris a chicken, it's all over.
Yeah, he almost
I'm
did.
leaving that to Morley because like Morley still needs to rip his fangs out.
He's mentioned it as well to Strahd, didn't he?
Under his breath. Yeah.
Strahd.
To his face.
Yeah.
Kind of. He muttered it.
Yeah, he
to his
muttered
face.
it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Strahd heard it. Like
He
he
hears
is,
everything.
Strahd's got some bad hearing.
he can hear.
He's always
Fell
fiddling
in
with
there.
his earpiece, trying to get it at the right level.
Big pointy ears. Still
What
going.
was that?
Do you mind repeating that for me, please? He's got the big the horn. Can you say it again?
That I
Trying to
would
get these
like.
bangs out of my face.
Yeah, I like that big listening horn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You could bring that in.
Yeah. Strahd's got the
Brilliant.
horn.
Strahd's got a listening horn. He's so old that his hearing's faded.
There's
He is
2
pretty
days
old,
from now.
actually. So you guys are only like a few hours away from Festival Day, which is obviously big day of the festival. Strahd claiming he's going to be returning on that day as well.
Festival day.
At this rate, we're all going to be sleeping through because we're so freaking naked.
Yeah.
Well, this is like the perfect kind of festival, isn't it? Like Glasgow, we're up all night, we're just waiting for the big
Yeah.
festival kick off. We're all on the Red Bulls.
Oh wait, there's Red Bull.
It must be at night time though, right?
I'm
They're
assuming
burning the
it's not really-
stuff.
if they're going to burn stuff, yeah, it needs to be in the evening, right?
Possibly.
For
I
it to
reckon
be
it kicks off at
approximately.
12. And then it's like just building, and then
to
when
be
the
fair,
sun
though,
goes
like-
down,
Given the Burgomaster's attitude to his people, he's probably just going, "Fuck it, we're going to start burning shit in the morning, and you're going to be fire
Yeah.
all day to just be happy." Like, this fire is going all day. I want you throwing twigs and bundles of shit on this thing all day.
I reckon he would.
Yeah, it's great. And you'll be smiling about it, or else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of one piece, isn't it? Like one of the. It's very much like one of those towns that's completely been taken over by a crazy dictator that has some weird rules about
Yeah.
turns them all into toys or something like that. Or
the
they'll have to smile.
whole you have to smile and be happy really irks Loris quite a lot.
I mean, the
Just
thing,
like-
and I'm
it.
sure you guys picked up on this. I mean, he believes that it's worked for him. It's worked for him for years.
it's worked
Yes.
for him. It's not worked for his people.
Has it been going on for years? Has it?
It's too much
What has
fun.
worked for his people?
It has. They've
Oh,
kept,
They
he's,
haven't been.
he
very happy,
believes
though.
this
Like,
has kept
sure, they
his
haven't
people
been
safe
by
from
Strahd.
Strahd.
Well, they're no
Yeah.
less happy than in Barovia, which is a fucking.
That's true.
Barovia's a shithole. Let's be
See,
Barovia's a shithole.
I can't argue with this. It's better to have to fake being happy than be constantly under attack by savage monsters.
I mean, so he's got
I
a point.
can see his point.
I like how you guys are all like hating on Barovia, which is fair. It is a shithole. But when like the Burgomaster was like, yeah, Barovia sucks, you guys are like, dang, right in Ismark's face.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt bad for Ismark. I mean, he knows it's true. It was more like him harassing his dad. You know.
Yeah, it was
That
the-
was brutal.
Your dad knew his place sort of things like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a bit touchy.
And he wouldn't even step foot in it if we
Yeah,
paid him.
you paid him. Yeah. Now this guy, this guy needs to take a fall, and yeah, Loris really wants to be the one that does it to him. But
Just know that if he's gone, then
Lady V
basically Lady V
takes his place,
and she works for Strahd. And
well, hang on a minute. What about Ismark? We could install Ismark as the new Burgomaster. He's got
doesn't want to
Burgomaster
do very much
credentials.
for 2 towns, or does he?
Of course he
And
fucking
by the
can.
way,
I mean,
I
just
don't
get rid
know
of
if-
Barovia. It's a piece of shit.
He'll probably abandon Barovia.
Would
Make
it be
Barry
a
Winkle the
double
Burgomaster.
Burgomaster, like a double whopper?
I like that. I like that.
But you know, with this Isaac, I haven't met him, but he sounds like a tragic story. He sounds like a psychopath, of course.
Yeah.
But it's possible that he is the brother of Ireena, and maybe he just wants to look after her.
Yeah. See, my thing is like, okay, so this toy maker told us he fell asleep and woke up with this demon arm, right? That was how he got it. What if like there's some demonic entity that's entered him and it's turned him evil? Like maybe he wasn't always evil because he only started like he killed people that teased him once he had the monster arm. But like, what if he's like a victim as well?
He's a
He's a lot like Tetsuo, really, if you think of it from Akira.
You're a reference.
Hey, let's talk about Akira some more. That's a great movie. I'd see that on a big screen.
Yeah.
He was bullied, and then he got ultimate power, and then he got a big freaky arm.
Did get a freaky arm.
It's a little bit like, I guess, Don Draper when he went through in the Korean War, and how he rose to the top of the advertising industry.
It's become Akira versus Madman, which is more relevant to pop culture. Only one can be the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how complex the story is in Vallaki. And just how, like, as you guys will see, like, there's so much more to the campaign than even just Vallaki anyway. But what happens here could have ramifications for elsewhere. It's so cool. It's such a great...
I'm starting to regret what we've done. We could have had Isaac on our side fighting Strahd, looking after his sister.
Hey, we still can.
Yeah.
You're just breaking the window at the moment.
You should pop out and go, hey. Sorry for breaking your window.
If we can turn anyone, I reckon Isaac's the guy
Yeah,
that
you-
we can get on our
Are you
side.
Ireena's brother?
I'm her boyfriend. Crazy.
Nice to meet you.
If you could stop making creepy sex dolls of her, that'd be great. But apart from that,
Yeah, do not investigate the dolls. Just
give me a roll for blacklight.
No.
spot hidden.
Ooh.
Spot hidden. They're not sex dolls. I'm not putting that into this game at all. They are definitely 100% not sex dolls. Okay.
One man's,
I mean, anything's a sex
one
doll
man's
if you
not
try hard
sex
enough.
doll is another man's sex doll.
You could bring that up when you talk to him.
Like, you know what? If I can't have Ireena, I'm taking this.
I'll trade you. What's the most lifelike one you've got? Sorry.
Oh, I like the one with the short leg.
Stop.
It gets lonely on the sea. That's all I'm saying. It's real lonely out there on the ocean.
All right, should we?
Anyway,
On that note,
I'm on for a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Cool, Nick.
That's what they call it nowadays.
that's a good callback. Okay.
Not everybody.
Okay, let's go. We'll call
No
it
good
then.
lady.
Big thank you to all of our subscribers who have sat through and watched this with us tonight, and thank you to everyone.
It sounds like an endurance test.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
You've
no,
managed to sit through this one.
no, it
Somebody
sounded,
pushing 31. You've survived.
it
Well
sounded
done.
like people really enjoyed tonight's one, so did I. I thought it was great. But if you want to watch all of our previous stuff, it's all on YouTube or Twitch or podcast format. Come and chat to us in our Discord. Let me just put the Discord link there for anyone where it's pretty active. Most of us are there pretty regularly chatting about D&D or whatever.
Come in and discuss Akira versus Mad Men.
Yeah, come in and tell us what's your favorite, Akira or Mad Men.
Well, they should have a
Madman?
crossover. Imagine that.
Adam did imagine it and he didn't like it.
Draper! Whoa. Draper!
Canada.
Hard to imagine two less congruous shows.
Joe, by the way, Joe, you've had a couple of compliments in the chat. I'm just going to say, anyone who's complimenting Joe in the chat, you also have to compliment the rest of us. There's no singling out. So if you're going to say Joe's pretty, please tell Adam how handsome he is, how amazing
Please
Shannon's beard is.
Even if it's a lie, we appreciate
We
it.
just like it. Tell Dave that he suits having a shaved head. It's great.
And
just
nice
let-
washing. Tell him he's got
yeah,
nice.
he's nice washing in the
Oh,
back
yeah.
there.
That's my hoodie right there.
Hoju the Elder says Dave is pretty too. Which
Oh,
is,
thanks, Hodu.
that is good. That is
That's
good.
fine, Hoju. Fuck
Yeah.
you, by the way.
But yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you at the same time next time. But we've also got an extra special session on 24 hours before our normal time, which is Sunday night for us, which is going to be a big crossover event with 5 other podcasts, D&D podcasts. We're going to have like a level 20 session, just a one-off. Real Trento says Adam's haircut is mint. So that's nice.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, get it. Number 1 on the sides, baby. Peaky Blinder.
We'll see you all next week. Joe, are you going to jump into your car and send us off?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh, we almost escaped. We found it.
So thank you again to
Miami.
everybody. There's Joe without the filter, still looking fantastic. And thank you to everyone for watching and to all of our subscribers. I think you're really pretty as well. Good night, everybody.